Roll the dice like no one cares. Smoke every air, get excited, baby. Welcome to the new age, standing on the new stage. Get drunk before sunrise in the moonlight. Just don't wake me up, we do what we like. Let's funk after midnight, sparking twilight. We just turn it up, wait for new sunrise. Get me some disco music through the night. Lose control, dancing in the golden light. Gone crazy, we are running out of time. Fancy dream, flying above the city light. She moves like she's in paradise, can't leave the comfort zone, and I am in the limbo, that's alright. Higher than the vulture fly. She moves like she's in paradise, can't leave the comfort zone, and I am in the limbo, that's alright. Higher than the vulture fly. Just fill me with that alcohol, the time is getting slow. No words convince me, beat that soul, don't ask me what is real. Just fill me with that alcohol, the time is getting slow. No words convince me, beat the soul, don't ask me what is real. Get drunk, live for sunrise in the moonlight. Just don't wake me up, we do what we like. Let's funk after midnight, sparking twilight. We just turn it up, wait for new sunrise. Get me some disco music through the night. Here we are, dancing in the golden light. Gone crazy, we are running out of time. Fancy dream, flying above the city light. Get ready for the game I play. Roll the dice like no one cares. Smoke every air, get excited, baby. Welcome to the new age, standing on the new stage. Get drunk before sunrise in the moonlight. Just don't wake me up, we do what we like. Let's funk after midnight, sparking twilight. We just turn it up, wait for new sunrise. Get me some disco music through the night. Lose control, dancing in the golden light. Gone crazy, we are running out of time. Fancy dream, flying above the city light. She moves like she's in paradise, can't leave the comfort zone, and I am in the limbo, that's alright. Higher than the vulture fly. She moves like she's in paradise, can't leave the comfort zone, and I am in the limbo, that's alright. Higher than the vulture fly. Just fill me with that alcohol, the time is getting slow. No words convince me, beat that soul, don't ask me what is real. Just fill me with that alcohol, the time is getting slow. No words convince me, beat the soul, don't ask me what is real. Get drunk, live for sunrise in the moonlight. Just don't wake me up, we do what we like. Let's funk after midnight, sparking twilight. We just turn it up, wait for new sunrise. Get me some disco music through the night. Here we
Hello everyone, my name is Archer and this is more Limbus Company. How are you all doing today? Mon's driver, I don't remember you before, but hello, welcome. Hello Kokomo, hello Silly Critter, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, as the Anarch said plainly, a lot of people call this Canto peak, but a lot of people call a lot of other Cantos peak. So, yeah, this is one of the promised ones. A lot of people like this one. A lot of people don't like this one. It's very divided. Yes, you did, but it's important that you are here, Cecilia Critter. That's what matters. At the beginning of Canto 7. How was the lunch? The lunch was delicious. Um, we ate fish. We went out to a nearby city, very close to our city, and we ate some fish. Um, and then we came back around 2 p.m. and I had to digest, so I slept, and I woke up just a few minutes ago. Just about to get breakfast. Oh, nice, awesome. So you can enjoy this while eating your breakfast. That's I feel happy that I started now then. But let's see. Which treats the life and the contracts of the no so famous but valiant Don Quixote. That's a very, very long name. Very long name.
밤이 서둘러 다가온다 해도
The night approaches with great haste.
이 어둠을 헤치고
Yet,
나아가
thou shalt he'll open a path, cleaving the shadows in twain,
세상에 둘도 없는
with the
가족의
blessings and
축복과
approval of thy
신비한
family,
사랑을 받으며
of which there is no equal.
모든 위험한 것들을 물리치고
Challenge and vanquish all things perilous,
행복에
and
닿을
at
수
last
있을 것이니
reach true happiness.
의심할 여지 없이
Thus, how indubitable
오늘 나에게 일어날
the
무엇 또한
magnificence
기가
with
막히겠구나.
with which my ingenious adventures of today shall shine,
그리고 우리에게
which
일어날
is
모험이기도
or
하지.
adventure as well. Burst into the room riding a merry-go-round horse and wearing a bear costume. Fairly onward onto the stream. Damn, that's a bear costume, Sin Systems. That's cute. Welcome, Sin Systems. Thanks for joining us.
다들 기억하지?
You remember the words, right?
생각은
A
순수하고
fixer must maintain a head clear of corruption,
행동은
speech
관대하고
free of deceit, and conduct guided by clemency.
모험은 용맹스럽게 하고
Show courage in
고난을
adventure
견뎌가며
and bear pain in suffering.
어려운 자들에게는
And pray, forget not the mercy for the downtrodden.
마지막에는
And last but not least,
목숨을 걸고서라도
rabies.
꿈을 잡으러 가는 거야.
Pursue your dream, even if it means wagering your life in the chase.
이 중 하나라도 지키지 못한다면
Should you ever fail to stand by even one of these tenets,
내가 찾아와서
I'll
너희 길을
smack your
멀리
guys
쫓을 테니
upside the head myself.
언제나 긴장하며
Feel yourself and always keep moving forward.
그거 참
Is that not
치사한 협박이
a
아닐 수 없고
threat most unfair?
나를 치사하네.
Rabies indeed. So apparently it was a kid's story that someone was telling to Don Quixote and someone else apparently, because she said the two of you. Manager Esquire, how unfair of thee.
치사하다 말했네.
Most unfair, I say. What it is this time.
이 몸의 차례가 온 줄
For
알았는데.
once have I believed that 'twas my time to shine.
그래서
Much did I wish to be the one to pull off the final flourish in its deserved splendor. 'Twas my chance to mark my name in the newspapers. Returning to P Corp's warp train station seemed to always remind Don Quixote of our last misadventure. She repeated that exact same complaint a few times by now.
응?
Who?
그런데 왜
Wherefore
그렇게
dost thou
얼굴
make an
빨리
expression of
못하는
such
순간
great dourness, Manager Esquire? I don't even have a face, let alone an expression. Well, that expression of 5 o'clock is kind of mean. You should, turn that frown upside down to a beautiful 7? No. I'm bad at those clocks. 5, 10, 15, 7:15. 7:15 I think would be a very nice expression.
그렇지 않소
How
나리.
untrue! How
그렇지 않은
untrue!
것인겐가?
Dost thou not see?
조그마한 동물이나
All things blessed with
심지어
existence
남들이
has
한참
heart,
선택이라
even the
하더라도
little critters, and
다
indeed,
마음이란
even
것이
the
있다면
blades of grass,
그러니
which most people
당연히
bother
표정도
not to
있을
linger
수밖에.
even a fleeting thought upon. Forsooth, an existence of heart necessitates an expression, wouldst thou not say?
그렇기에 우리는
That is to say,
어떤 것이든
mustn't let the
약하다고
strength
무시하지
of the
말고
body
올곧은
to
마음으로
be the
정의를
skill
항상
which
행해야
we
한다.
judge one's measure.
말일세.
Thus persevere, let only thy unbending heart be the tool with which thou dispensest justice. Hark, hark. I feel like this is gonna be probably one of the most challenging cantos I ever had to voice act for. But I am up to the task, right out with it. Who encouraged the last this time?
듣고 있는가?
Hearken unto me, Manager Squire! Some time ago, in the freight car of the warp train, Don Quixote, hey, can you hear me? Say something. Don Quixote regards me silently. No, that's some eldritch being who I can't help but wish is Don Quixote gazing at me. She opens her mouth. My instinct is screaming at me to not listen to her, but Don Quixote, has
끝난
the
것인가?
ended? No, I don't think it's ended.
나에게 로시한테
Roshinante, to me,
부탁하지.
I beseech you. I don't know if I gave her the right answer, though my answer was an almost instinctual relay of a thought that manifested in my head. Don Quixote closes her eyes upon hearing my reply, and though drifting away into a gentle, pleasant dream, and they carefully slip the ragged pair of running shoes she called Rocinante onto her feet. And that is probably one of the most disgusting things Dante have ever done. They touched Rocinante. The small one is the hour hand. Yes, the small one is the hour, and the long one is the minutes. And I make a silent wish that her blood-red eyes never, ever open again.
벌써
Have we
도착한
arrived?
것인가?
Fie! What devilry is this? Whither hath the villainous blood stains gone?
어찌하여 흔적도 없이 사라져버렸는가?
Don Quixote,
설마
thou strike down the cur?
본 것인가?
And back to present,
아쉽긴 하네.
I kinda feel like we
우리
all
중에
missed out on
프로스트랑
something cool.
팬텀을
Wish I
해본
was
아무도
there
마지막
with
장면을
Faust
보지
and Dante
못했다는
when it
거.
all went down to see how you guys managed to kill that guy,
엄밀히 말하자면
Let's not leave a
그
certain
자리에
someone out of the story, huh? She was there as well, though she embarrassingly passed out like a coward in front of the blood fiend.
수치 그 자체로군.
The shame of Limbus Company, I say. I feel bad by letting Ota say this. SOLC.
한시.
Pathetic.
의독
Come on, we all passed out too, didn't we?
역시
I suppose I should have been there to take the reins of the sinners.
그렇게 혈기가
Were you
무서웠던 거예요,
scared of that
도끼
blood fiend, Don Quixote?
씨? 괜찮아요.
That's okay, I
좀
understand how you
이해할 수
feel. A true hero standeth still and calm, unmoving in the face of such base mockery.
확실히
I agree, Rhodia. I do feel like we missed out on something big.
좀 아쉽긴 하네요. 저희가 본 건
Because when we got there in the aftermath, we all saw was a very confused looking Dante standing over the blood fiends, exploded and melted parts.
단테뿐이었거든요.
Huh? I was standing confused? Was I?
맞네.
Forsooth! Why dost thou not wake me?
양뺨 싸다구를
I would have even forgiven thee for slapping my cheeks upside down.
그래서
So, what
정확히
actually happened in
무슨 일이
there?
일어났었던 건가요?
You know, look at the time. Don't we have like a golden bound to catch? We have a golden bound, don't we? Where's Regulus? I already told you guys earlier, didn't I?
네?
What? You just trailed off with a, that's, you know, until we change the subject. What are you talking about?
말해줬다는 거죠?
That's a very good idea, Ishmael. Let's try to repeat that.
혹시
Executive manager, perhaps you were in a similar state of explosive delirium to the one you experienced earlier. I'm referring to the time when you had burst into flames. Oh, no, it's, Otis began glaring at me warily as though my clock head was about to explode at any moment. That didn't happen. That didn't happen, huh?
그럼 상대를 바꿔서
Well, if you won't talk,
다른 목격자
then I turn to
집단
Miss
컨스피
Faust,
씨?
or a second
하실 말씀
eyewitness.
있으신가요?
Can I get some statements from you, madam? Well, if I won't talk, do you think that she will? Rhodia asked confidently, still in the mood to play detective.
구태여 파우스트 쪽에서
Faust does not have
정답을
any information she deems necessary to share at the moment.
그럼 다시
Gotcha.
탐구 씨에게.
And right back at you with this death. She didn't even try. Listen up. I have an important announcement to make, so pay close attention. Oh, thank you. Why did it take so long? I have no idea if it was coincidence or not, but Vergilius stepped at just the right moment to divert the sinners away from me. As you are all well aware, we have been contracted by the P Corp to work on a case here. I suppose we've done this song and dance enough times for you guys to know what's coming. Right. I suppose we'll be having a scuffle, song, dance, whatever the higher up stops. One with distortion, abnormalities, and what have you. Did I get that right?
그리고
Aha!
가서는
And this is a quest that leads us to lay claim upon another golden bow in our hands. Is it not? It's too late, man, for a stream. Well, Ume is never too late. It's always 2 in the morning sometime, somewhere. Which is very early. But how are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Don Quixote replies, brimming with excitement. Yes, well, if the two of you were able to catch on that quick, then I don't suppose any further elaboration is necessary. However, this operation will be somewhat... No, let me correct myself. This operation will be drastically different from anything you have done so far. It may be one of our most bothersome missions. We were inside a whale once. How is that more bothersome? It's 12:40 a.m. I mean, it's pretty. That's right at lunchtime, right? I hope you're having a good lunch while watching this.
뭐
Well,
아무리 어떤 작전이
when hasn't it
있었나요?
been like that?
갑자기 이 인원의 세
I
배
guess it
정도
would be
되는
pretty
사람들
bothersome
사이에서
to have
단체로
to tag
움직이다가
along with a
하면
group
좀
that's
껄끄러울 수는
3 times
있겠지만
larger than our own, though. But
수감자들의 감은
it's
나날이
5:40 p.m.
좋아지니까.
here. The sinner's intuition appears to be growing sharper by the day.
아,
Are we
정말 이런가?
actually?
저 그냥
You know what? I think I'm just going to keep these guesses to myself from now on. I think Ismail's just figuring it out that she's kind of jinxing herself by talking. It's better than she just, think and not voice. No, it's sleeping time, midnight. Oh, so it would be 12:40 p.m. But it's all good. But it's still. still. Well, I hope you enjoy it regardless. I hope you still have time to at least enjoy a couple of, minutes before you go to bed. It's not something that can be negotiated. Well, isn't it better to join a group 3 times our size rather than to oppose it? Pretty sure AM is correct. Is it? I'm not really sure. Because how would you go from 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. if it's nighttime? Because AM is usually morning time. I think it's, yep, it's correct. 12 p.m. 12 a.m. for midnight? (0040) is 12:40 a.m. So 12 p.m. would be like noon. Correct ratio. Yeah, it's kind of confusing. Also, welcome back, Bug. White Knight. I need to gather my disciples. Hello, White Knight. How are you doing? Welcome. I don't remember seeing you again. AM stands for after midday. No, then now you're wrong, because then it would be after 12. Yeah, then now you're confusing yourself. Will this be a joint operation then? Who will be working with? I'm doing very well, thank D. Another Abno Hidachi. I will love them. We love it whenever we love whenever we get a good abnormality on their chat. We love them. We had plenty. We had the birds. We had nothing there. They're free shoots. I'm missing all the other ones that showed up, but I had my fair share of their melodies in chat. So midnight is 12 hours before noon. It was right all along. Yeah, I believe you are right. I think the other parts are kind of confusing. Can say I have the fondest memory of joint operations. Memories of pain, if you will. Our mission at K-Corp was our first and last experience with a joint operation. I still vividly remember watching Merceau arm flying off, smacking against a pillar, and squelching onto the floor. A more accurate recounting of the event would have included the fact that my scapula was also forcibly separated from my torso. Our time system is flawed. It's very confusing. Shouldn't Otis load 7th bullet? Hello, Farstrom. I think Otis is trying to put down the magical weapons and their free shoots contract, and kind of go by herself. Can I just keep this between us? The other guys will just get in our way and screw everything up. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I strongly agree with that one. How presumptuous of you all. You do well to remember that you were not the only team coming into this operation harboring such arrogant thoughts. Yeah, I feel like the other people are gonna also be arrogant, and that's gonna make everything even harder. No, this is fine. Hello, Annex, welcome back. This contract is, after all, an open contract posted by a hen association, the association overlooking the operation of fixers. Oh, so we're getting an open contract? This might be annoying. Vergilius stopped himself, noticing an ominous aura from one of the sinners. Yes, you said hen association, the association that overlooks the fixers. to probably the worst person that could have heard that information. There's to Don Quixote, practically vibrating with excitement. Someone gagged Don Quixote at your earliest convenience.
내가 맡.
Allow me. Anyway, this means that our colleagues joining this operation won't be any ragtag band of fixers from some alleyway office that no one's ever heard of. It is very likely that fixers from somewhat established associations will be joining us. Who it is? Ooh, it is someone that I saw already on libraryofruina, or someone that I didn't because I haven't played that much and I haven't played in 2 weeks and I gotta... Okay, next week, guys, we're gonna do Ruina. Even if I have to not play Limbus. But Ruina's gonna happen. You, stop wriggling your lips!
가만히 놔둘 순 없나?
Canto 7 is still my favorite. Even after Canto 8, Red Coins incident, no. Peak incoming, I repeat, peak incoming! Damn it, I love that you guys. So, whenever I was doing Canto 6, there was this deluge of people saying, oh, actually, Canto 6 is great and Canto 7 starts to get a little mild and everything. And now Canto 7 hits and everybody's like, Canto 7 is peak! Canto 8's kinda meh. And I am pretty sure that once I do Canto 8, everybody's gonna go, dude, Canto 8 is peak. I was waiting for Otis to gag Dawn, and now I can go to sleep in peace. You have fun with the red coins. Thank you so much, Ume. I am so glad that Otis was here to stop Don Quixote from exploding into joy. Because if she hadn't, we'd be drawing the attention of every single person in a sizable radius around us. So what kind of monsters are we dealing with this time?
아니,
More than that,
어떤 식으로
how do they want it done? You're talking like some shady backstreet fixer. Regulus looked up just as Heathcliff asked this question. Further details will be shared by our client, who graces us to her timely arrival. Ooh, I like her outfit. She looks hot. Some Canto is peak, but some are born to be peaker. Canto 8 sucks. See? I remember when I said, I repeat, Canto 8 sucks. And 4 Storm said that the Canto 7 is better than 8. But yeah, I don't remember anybody vouching for Canto 8, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So yeah, Canto 8 might not be the best Canto, even though it's a Canto that's gonna show a lot of progress, power-wise, because we're gonna see a lot of people using Shi and Meng, or some people at least. We are not get so much progress when it comes to interesting story. In which is explored, Limbus Company is not exactly first alliance with a wing. No, you are not late, Platinum Rover. We're just in the 7-2. The only thing you missed was Otis gagging Don Quixote. I am gagging, guys, from the anticipation. It's just 30 minutes, Platinum Rover. It's fine. You can always go back to the 40 minutes. So she's the one we're supposed to meet here at the station.
이거
My, what an honor this is. To meet the Red Gaze himself in the flesh.
그 외에도 모두들
Everyone, I am pleased to meet you all. I am Cesara, head manager of P Corp Archival Department.
아카이빙 부서.
Archival Department?
뭔가 기록하는
So you are
일이라도 하는 건가?
bookkeepers then?
그렇다고 할 수 있죠.
In a manner of speaking, yes, I am rather significant department within P Corp, regardless of how other wings treat their own archivists.
그런 중요한 부서에
If a
부장이
bigwig like the
지원하는
head manager of such an important department is here to see us herself, then boy, I guess we really are putting our names out there.
틀린 말은 아니네.
Not an entirely incorrect assessment.
당신들 림버스
I did
컴퍼니에
hear
대한 이야기는
some things about you and
폰에서
Limbus Company
들려왔고요.
through the word of mouth. Ooh, so people already know us through word of mouth? That's kind of cool. You know, finally.
뭐라더라.
What was it? Ah,
황금가지라는
yes,
것만
a
얻을 수
medium-sized
있다면
enterprise with its
지금까지
employees
불쌍하면서
gladly braving death
의뢰를
to see a contract to its
성공시켜내고야
end.
하는
All
존경스러운
just to
거야.
obtain these golden bows. That's true, I guess, but hey, she's actually making it sound pretty impressive, huh? Even though death is kind of part of it. Oh yeah, Canto 7 is the start of the nightmare for some new players. Ricardo and Dombey were just a taste test. Canto 7 would either make you love it or hate it. I don't know. My team is very well prepared. So, but before, like, the Ricardo and Dombey were a lot of tests on my team's incapability of doing things right. Also, my incapability of understanding what the effects of the characters are. But now I feel a little more prepared. Some players still need therapy after Canto 8. Yeah, I believe Canto 8 I'm still stuck on a boss on Canto 8. Damn, yeah, I believe Canto 8 in difficulty probably is a really good step up. It's midnight and it's 28 degrees. I want to die. Oh, I'm so sorry. You know, here in my city, whenever it's so hot, there are events where I sleep with 35. Can you imagine yourself sleeping under 35? It's night. It's night and it's 35. Because there's so much smoke created by all the forests burning around that creates this dome of smoke on top of your city, and heat just stays in the city and it doesn't drift off anywhere. There's no wind circulating air at all. So it's just like a dome of smoke and heat. Can you imagine how cool is that for you to sleep in it? Ricardo is such a cool character. My favorite is still Canto 6. But then it's Canto 8 and then Canto 7. Simply because some of the fights in Canto 7 was really annoying. Wait, you say that Canto 8 is your second favorite? Nice! Again, most people don't vouch for Canto 8's fun. That's right, yeah, right. For nighttime, indeed. But hello, Christopher. I don't think I've seen you in a good time. Thank you for joining us again. Forsooth, I and my dearest compatriots have vanquished countless evils through all kinds of hardships and deadly foes. Brave death indeed. Last night was 36 degrees or something. It's really humid at that point too, so it was hard to sleep last night. I'm so sorry. I feel like whenever it's too humid or too dry, it's terrible. And 36 at night is crazy. Like that shouldn't be a number. Not even the desert has 36 a night. Why should we, go through it? I love Canto 8. I don't know what people are talking about. Yeah, a lot of people don't find Canto 8 to be close their favorite. Okay, no. You guys are playing one on me. I said, I see what you guys are doing. Every time that nobody's talking about it, people are like, oh, Canto 7 is great because I'm doing Canto 7 right now. And Canto 8 is a meh. Now we're start talking about Canto 8. Then people feel like they're already there and they're like, actually, Canto 8? Peak. Best one I've ever seen. Come on, guys. Nobody talk shit about Canto 8 until now. I'm gonna get some water. You guys figure out what's good and what's not. At least nobody's gonna say Canto 1 and 2 is gonna be peak. You know the good times? Cromer being racist, homophobic, and anti-technology. Those were the days. I'm back. Canto 7 best Canto, Canto 2 one of my favorite Cantos. But I like Canto 2. Come on, guys! Canto 8 is something I actually need to read here. Canto 2 is the best, be the worst. Canto 8 speak but less speak than the previous ones. Canto 4 is most ideal, for sure. That's wild. You know what else is wild? Insert patches of wild source player here. Right. Honestly, Canto 2 might be my favorite. No! No. No. Anybody that says that Canto 2 is their favorite is lying. Is lying. If you guys say enough that Canto 2 is your favorite, PM's never gonna give Rhodey a decent story that doesn't go by her moaning the entire time, second guessing if she should have stood with Sonia or not. I want an empowered Rhodia that believes in herself enough not to keep second guessing the fuck out of herself. And as far as I've seen, in Time Killing Time, she's still at the same point we left off. It's like eating raw chicken, the lime of fire. Guys, no complimenting Canto 1 or 2. We need them to be bad, so Greg and Rhodia get a good development in the future. Yo, Archer, fun fact. Friends call my cat Aleph Kitty, and he caught on. The cat I sent in the Discord is Aleph Kitty. Oh, guys, if you don't know Aleph Kitty, just go to the Discord and look for yourselves. But awesome. So what makes that kitty Aleph? Is the encaphaling output? Is how deadly it is? Oh. I'm decided to munch on raw chocolate, by the way. So that's why I'm stopping for a second. Yum, 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 yum. Raw chicken is, hell's chicken, right? Canto 9 will be Otis predicted. You might be right. I preach too much. Fair enough. It's gonna be Ryoshu then Otis. Yeah, I think Legend Rover might be onto something there. First from... Actually, that makes more sense. Yeah, let's continue. The other sinners were more confused than impressed by her description, but it was clear from Don Quixote's practically twinkling eyes that she was immensely infatuated by it. We did receive a brief of this contract. So can you read for us? A particularly stubborn urban nightmare case, which all kinds of fixers have failed to rout despite their repeat attempts. You know, one day, libraryofruina was one of those urban nightmares. Ryoshu Canto would be the peakest of peaks. Ryoshu's next, then Merceau, then Otis, then Faust. Canto order is 100% Ryoshu, Otis, Merceau, then Faust. I am pretty sure is Ryoshu, Otis, Merceau, then Faust. But they could, you know. Guys, you're okay, I'm confused. Is Ryoshu Otis or Ryoshu Merceau? You guys need to come into an understanding here. Okay, I'm not reading. So the order is depression, racism, but whom I love, sold my soul to the devil. I don't think that's a very accurate depiction. Depression for Ryoshu? Right? It's literally the order they introduced themselves, guys. I think some people are forgetting the order. Which the order is... Exactly. You guys know. Oh yeah, there's not gonna be a Canto for False. It's actually gonna be like a huge Discord call between the devs and everyone else. And every single possible Faust. It's gonna be crazy.
맞아요.
Correct. I doubt it is customary for the head manager of an entire department to greet every no-name fixer office looking to make a name for themselves.
네.
Correct
그것도
again.
알겠습니다.
Gaslighting Apple and Chat, I see. That's their game plan. And seeing how you've gone to the lengths to privately deliver this particular contract to our hands, this isn't a simple urban nightmare eradication contract, is it? Actually, wait, after the Sinners and the other Cantos, the Verg and Karen's Canto, then Dante gets their head back thrust, right? Can you imagine everybody thinking it's gonna end with the Faust, and then we get Vergilius or something, and people are like, what? Karen's Canto, we run a... It's actually a racing game. Less like Limbus, more like Mario Kart. Or in the way that how Karen drive probably could be Grand Theft Auto, where we can just run over people on the streets, in the sidewalks, and we go through the back alleys. It's gonna be fun. Run against the police. I sense your expectations of us extend beyond simply defeating it. There must be a particular task you're expecting us to brave death for. Given your emphasis, yeah, your emphasis on braving death really makes us think. What an odd feeling. I wasn't going to hide it from you anyway, but it feels as though you're reading me like an open book. We stare in dumbfounded silence as Regilius effortlessly cut through the hoops and get to the core of the contract. Yeah, that's the difference between someone that works as a fixer for Rio and some people that are kind of fixers but not really.
맞아요.
Yes, your people were quite blunt about this when they contacted us first. That's that is I don't know why I started to sneeze. That there's this golden bound somewhere near our eradication target. My, I was so astonished when I picked up that call. Your people refuse to answer our questions, refuse to tell us what those golden bounds are, insisted that we let your people inside the zone to confirm the exact coordinates. I almost thought it was a prank call or something. Yeah, I can feel by her tone that it was not probably the pleasant of conversations. I believe we also made you an offer you couldn't refuse. Yeah, that's one thing the Limbus company knows how to do, an offer people cannot refuse. It's like they know what everybody's looking for, you know? Maybe there's someone inside Limbus that knows people's deepest desires and know how to manipulate them. Kinda like an open book. Kinda like they are reading through a book and knows exactly about like people's weaknesses. Kinda like a book. Vergilius joining us in Canto 6 when I thought we were basically meant to lose down in the basement is my favorite moment in Limbus so far. MapPad! I also recently did Canto 7. Dawn, definitely my favorite, so I was a bit biased. Nice, I hope you enjoyed. Did I say book? I think you misheard. Check the pet channel in the Discord Archer LF Kitty warning. I will. I mean, yeah, everyone says Limbus is a small company, but our information gathering skills are crazy, right? I could even say it's like we have bugs that has a lot of information about everything. It's a joke, guys. Aw, LF Kitty is so cute. Love. That is one of the most out there theories. What, Syntax? They were reading books? That's my theory, by the way. I will go with it. You know? That we have some books. And I haven't even finished the game. But I know. I don't know why I come up with theories of games that I didn't even play thoroughly. Like, for like, to the everything. But I'll go with it. I believe we also made you an offer you couldn't refuse.
장담하는데
I don't know if it's a particularly versatile agent or a very proactive intelligence department, but your company has some serious intel gathering capabilities. Finish Ruina, you know why. Yeah, I need to. That's why I say I think next week I'm gonna probably do Ruina more than Limbus Company, just because I want to get closer to finishing it. And I know I'm not gonna finish just next week, but I will try my best to, you know, progress as quick as possible. So if I get stumped, I might ask for support of people just to give me ideas, so I don't stay stumped. Because I'm gonna be real. I like Ruina's combat, but I like the lore way more. I like the lore way more. And again, I wish it was more of a roguelike deck builder than just a deck builder. Because I don't know, I'm just a sucker for roguelikes. Are you gonna pull the big seasonal ID next week, or you're saving again for the collab next Walpurgis? I think I'm gonna do 10 or 20 pulls just for doing it, you know? I think at most 30 pulls and then I'll stop. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, then it is what it is. Nah, either kind of save chat. Yeah, about the Drina progression. I know. Gonna be ready for next Walpurgis. Law, I recently dispensed the middle Sinclair just so I can use Queen of Hatred on. I would do the same. If you're talking about an Envy team, or yeah, are you doing like an Envy team? That's why you're using Queen of Hatred now instead of middle Sinclair. The middle will remember that, MatPat. Yeah, the middle's gonna put you in the little book together with people that steal hair coupons. But yeah, Christopher is completely right. You gotta be ready for next Walpurgis. So maybe I should, you know, accumulate a little. I'm gonna pull at least 20 times, and then I will try to accumulate. Because Christopher is right. Cesaro let out a deep sigh and leaned against the wall, her shoulders slumping slightly.
그래서
Walpurgis 4 weeks ago, right? Walpurgis tomorrow. Again. So what exactly are we eradicating this time?
여러 해결사가 모인 걸 보면
Given that we have hopeful fixers queuing up to join the mission, what is an escape abnormality wreaking havoc somewhere like last time? Or is it a distortion? Because if it is, and one thing that I said that I was mistaken. I said last time that the swords from Knight of Despair don't have the gimmick where they're weak to piercing damage. But it's not that they, actually the swords from Queen of Despair are weak to piercing damage, and I feel like they get a debuff where they take more damage out of piercing damage. But they are just not only weak to piercing damage like in the game. So I appreciate that way more. Like, I didn't saw the detail until I was fighting it on Mirror Dungeon. Thank God I have a bunch of yellow boxes I don't need to pull for anyone, just wait a week. Nice. Next Walpurgis match would be Ruina again. Yeah, I'm just using my new... Yes, people said the next Walpurgis match is gonna be... What's the name? Invitations to Ruina. So a lot of people were predicting a lot of shit, actually. I hope it's She Association, if that's one thing that they want to do it. Ruina combat still confuses me, even after reaching start of the city. I just need an indicator to tell me if I'm dominating or hopeless. Oh. Yeah, I feel like some indication and UI is missing out of Ruina. But again, I really hope that they redo the other games eventually, like Ruina and Lobotomycorporation, because I feel like if they had the ability to, it would have been way more clear and way more clean than it is right now. Let's go for Walpurgis as well, just gotta wait for 4 months and then I'll shard them. Exactly. Syntax knows what is everything, but I am not as advanced gamer as you, Syntax. I'm just a little streamer that got a pull. I'm at the end of the game and I still barely have any idea how to play the game now. I mean, if you got to the end of the game without barely having an idea, that makes a very easy game. Just wait 4 months, bro. I've quit games for less. Matt is right. Okay, let's continue the story, or I'm not gonna ever end this Canto Stop focusing on Chad Archer. Focus on the story. Given that we have hopeful fixers queuing up to join the mission, what is it? What is an escaped abnormality wreaking havoc somewhere else next time, or is it a distortion? Because if it is, Cesara wordlessly stared at Ishmael and she began to rapid fire her list of questions. Right. Forgot to explain. So abnormalities and distortions are the kind of monsters. They may look similar at first glance. If only our problem was just another monster to deal with. Something had caught my eye immediately after we arrived at this place. The missing persons flyer. Countless flyers, each in search of a different person, were taped to the pillars inside the station. Looks like people of P Corp are randomly going missing in no discernible age or gender patterns. Rena doesn't need the predictions because they use dice rolling, not a set of values being increased or decreased. Dice rolling, aka you always roll one less than the enemy. Cesara, realizing that we were staring at the walls of missing persons flyers, began. As you can see, the flyers are all old, faded, and tattered to the point where the papers are starting to peel off. Which means that none of them have returned home safely. So we're not dealing with an entity, then it is a phenomenon? The land where the happiest smiles bloom. The amusement park of fables and legends, La Manchaland. La Manchaland. More than several dozen people have been reported missing, but the real number is likely much higher. Most of the guests who visit La Manchaland, which mysteriously materialized 2 months ago at the back streets of P Corp, are still trapped within. They have gone missing, thou sayest? Yet, how can that be? This is against the nature of amusement parks to be so full of horror, not joy. I simply did not have enough manpower under my authority to deal with this. It was designated as an urban plague 3 days after its first appearance, and now it's being escalated to an urban nightmare. Curious. If it's a mere urban nightmare, not even a start of the city, then shouldn't P Corp be able to easily handle this on its own? Vergilius, now that's a question that I don't know that you should be asking, because wasn't that the same issue with Library of Ruina? Everybody overlooked because it was something easy, and then it became something out of control. That's the thing. The other departments aren't really interested in this phenomenon, which means that the Marshal Department won't be sending their elite employees to handle this case. So yeah, that's the problem, because people care about like, oh, I'm gonna only do this if it is hard and it's gonna pay well enough. Then they only send weaklings, but weaklings are not good enough, and those problems just escalate to the point where it's hard for them to contain. What? Yeah, wherefore doth the P Corp not deploy their elite forces to swiftly vanquish this risk to the lives of the innocent? Maybe because it's expensive? Maybe because people don't want to do jobs if it doesn't pay well enough? Don Quixote was now completely and emotionally invested in this gripping tale of tragedy that our client was sharing. Zara seemed to be enjoying Don Quixote's excessive, almost theatrical reaction. Because the phenomenon only affects the back streets, not the actual nest, so nobody cares. Imagine if it happened somewhere within the nest. Squadrons of elite agents from the compression department would have descended the moment it manifested. That's enough beating around the bush. Head manager Cesara, what more are you hiding? It would have been a walk in the park for someone of your status to station the requisition agents for a different department. So explain, why did you really go through the troubles of hiring Limbus company? Yes, you are really unrelenting. Fine, I confess. The goal of the
저희
department
부서의 목적은 라만차랜드를
isn't
없애는
the
것이 아닙니다.
eradication of La Mancha Land. Huh?
자,
Now,
당신들은
we'll soon be heading
곧
into
다른
La Mancha Land
해결사들과 함께
with the other fixers.
라만차랜드로 향하게 될 것입니다. 한 가지 조언을
A piece of
드리자면
advice, if you will.
당신들이
Do not let the other
황금가지를
fixers
찾으러
know
왔다는
that you were here to
사실을
find the golden
다른
bow.
해결사들이 알게 하지 마세요. 황금가지라는
If they were
미지의
to
것이
somehow find out that
어딘가에
there is
숨겨져
this
있다고
mysterious artifact called the
섣불리
golden bow
발견되면
hidden somewhere within that zone,
해결사들에겐
it could start
또 다른
attracting
보상으로
unwanted
여겨질
attention
수도
from
있으니까.
fixers who consider it a
괜히
bounty
저들을 자극하지
separate
말라는
from the
소리죠.
eradication reward. No need to stir the pot, huh?
물론
And I'm sure you are all savvy enough to know that it would be wise to keep quiet about the true objective of our department, if you know what I mean.
한마디로
I hear you loud and clear. Let's keep this hush-hush between V Corp and Limbus Company. We both get what we want, and we can go our separate ways once this business is over. No fuss, no muss. Did I get that right? That's a pretty good summary.
깔끔하시네요.
By the way, I wouldn't give a place that I know it's full of blood fiends to some corporation. Seems like the wrong way to go. Let me look at chat. I'm kind of funny how Dawn is in denial. This is her arc for like 55% of Canto 7. And she's not even mention it. Because, like, remember with Ishmael and Heathcliff, they knew already that it was their Canto. They were already, like, fearing and anxious about it. It doesn't even seem like it's Don Quixote's Canto because she's completely unaware of everything. My favorite moment in Limbus was Canto 15. Gregor turned into 7 roaches. The roach of determination, justice, kindness, integrity, bravery, patience, and perseverance. And they started singing. If I didn't know it was a U Platinum Rover, I would have said that was actually a Sin System. Good writing. Beelzebub Gregor, a lot of roaches. That would be awesome. Can we make Beelzebub Gregor a thing? Thank you. Beach Foley Bore ending. Hello, Sejwan. Welcome. A golden bow is like the end of the Clifford 3 of something, right? But, like, why does that shit exist again? It is L Corp's fault? The golden bows? Yes. The golden bow is L Corp's fault. Actually, is the yada yada nights and yada yada days. You know, the light explosion, pew, created the golden bows. That part, that's what I know. That event was the creation of it, right? And that's it. But yeah, it's L Corp's fault.
너무 얕잡아 보지 말고.
Who do you think we are?
그렇게
I can tell you
멍청한
right now
기분이
that
남아있잖아.
when it
우리
comes
중에
to OPSEC, some of us might fall slightly behind. It's about time that we got to the point. We're only attracting more unwanted eyes by lingering here. Now, why don't we go somewhere that we can actually have this conversation?
그렇네요.
That's true.
라만차랜드로 들어가
Here is your mission.
그곳을
Enter La
최초로
Mancha Land.
만들어낸
Find the thing or someone that created La Mancha Land and bring it to me.
저에게 데려오세요.
누군가?
Or someone. The thing or someone. It is too insufficient description. We do not even know what we seek if it's made of organic or inorganic material.
단순히
So why
라만차랜드를 없애는
do
걸로
you
끝나는
need
게
the
아니라
thing person who
만든
created
사람이
La Mancha
필요한
Land?
이유는 뭔가요?
Shouldn't eradicating it be enough? Okay, and distortions existed even before the light? No. No, they did not. It was all after the light that Carmen started to have conversations with people and they started to distort. Was literally right after, actually. So, like, the primary product of light, then the bows. I think all came at the same time. It's not really like there's this primary and then the secondary. Golden Bows and Carmen were all like a byproduct of the event. But I think Moses here is the best person to let us know this because, as the name can kind of imply, Moses knows about the distortion detective, And that is a better font of information than me. I'm just relaying information that I've gathered throughout my streams. Zara's eyes twinkled for a brief moment as they lingered on Sinclair.
왜 그러시나요?
Did I say something wrong?
그런 질문을
I
감히
don't know. I
해보는
suppose he was
생각조차 하지
flabbergasted by
못했어.
your boldness of daring to
오히려
ask a
말
question like that.
못했을까요?
What was the question? Okay, I think I'm probably not paying attention. So why you need the thing person who created lemon shine? Shouldn't it already be enough? Okay.
제가 당신들에게
Notice how I'm not
가지를 왜
asking
찾아
you
헤매고 있냐는
why
질문을
you were looking for the
하지
golden
않는
bowls.
거죠.
Damn.
뭐
Well,
굳이
it's not like a
숨기려는
big
내용은
secret or
아니지만요.
anything.
굳이 말씀드리자면
If you really do want to know,
그 피해에
here it
대한
is.
책임을
I just
묻기
want
위해서죠.
whoever or whatever is behind this case to be held responsible for the damages they've caused. I don't believe that in the slightest, Zara. But let's go with that. Clearly you're not up to giving us the right information. Forsooth, a villain who had committed such wicked atrocity deserved the punishment most fitting.
그리고 겸사겸사
And as a
다른
little
부서들이
bonus,
제칠 만한
I got to put
성과를
some
올려서
achievements under my belt to give my department a little push to rise above the others. I could use some promotion right about now, you know? I don't think... okay, White Knights, distortions are a thing before the light, I think. It's just different produce back then. Wait, distortions existed before the light? Okay, no, but again, the abnormalities created by Lobotomycorporation were not made by Carmen. I know that abnormalities are similar, but they don't have the same. Okay, can Moses kind of clarify this, because she probably knows this better than us. Well, technically, abnormalities are also human, such one. So that's not even a good one. Everything can be humans. Apple, remember Leviathan, ring dude distorted and then distorted again into... But that's after the lights. You know, I think our point here is when those things happen, right? I don't know, I'm kind of washed right now. Oh, good, Moses. But, okay, abnormalities are humans. Yes, most of abnormalities from Lobotomycorporation were initially humans that were turned into abnormalities to produce the encephalin that's needed for powering up the energy of the city. Some abnormalities are not humans. Some abnormalities were normal occurrences, but most of them on Lobotomycorporation were originally humans. And I know that people can destroy multiple times, but still, the events of Leviathan are after the White Knights. So that's my point. I think like people only distorted afterwards, not before. Abnos are just distortions, but like the Pokemon evolution. Kinda. I go with Platinum Rover's point of view. But still, I feel like distortions were only happening after the White Knights. If they were happening before it, that's the part that I don't know. So if you force human to become an abnormality that isn't a human who had distorted, kinda. Distortions are Carmen influencia about some human ego. Oh god. Head is hurting. If abnormalities are the end products of distortions, then it's safe to say that abnormalities are kind of distortions. Again, I said earlier, I think. No. They are kind of distortions. I get it. But I think what I'm trying to say is that Lobotomycorporation were not distorting anybody. They were outright making abnormalities. What is just distorting people is Carmen. But Carmen only started acting after the White Knights. Right? That's the point that I'm trying to go here. there was no Carmen distorting people during lobotomycorporation. I think they would have known. They are extracted from human psyche. They are not humans themselves. Distortions are humans. Distortions due Carmen influence. Abnormalities can't be humans. If I'm not mistaken, abnormalities are humans. Cognito is used to make abnormalities, right? But what is the medium where cognito is placed on? Humans. So the difference between the distortion and abnormalities is just Carmen yapping. Yes, that is that's the great that's the difference, Matt. Distortions is just Carmen talking to someone. Carmen doesn't create abnormalities. Carmen creates distortions. The only people that created abnormalities was lobotomycorporation. There are some natural occurring abnormalities as well, Tajmon, and also there are people that can turn them like their free shoots is a good example. Their free shoots wasn't made through cognito. Their free shoots made a deal with the devil and then turned into an abnormality afterwards. So it's a different occurrence altogether. It's been an hour of stream and we're only on level 2 Canto 7. I know because the conversation is actually pretty nice. Human doesn't become an abnormality, it's like a cradle for it. I cannot go a little further because I don't know exactly. But the first abnos were men made from Carmen's dead body. Yes, if I'm not mistaken, you're correct. I'll still use Revivido. Hello, Sandy, by the way, sorry, we're just brainstorming information here. One more point. If egos are the other side of distortions, then Kali getting an ego before the whole light shebang would be evidence of this. Okay, you're right. Syntax is correct. Syntax has a point. Syntax has a point. Okay. Okay, can we think? Okay, I'm thinking about it. Kali got her ego is still on the premises of Lobotomycorporation, right? She was fighting the girl B, forgot her name. My memory is shitty. She was fighting around around Lobotomycorporation. So she ended up getting her ego there. She gained an ego by resisting Mimicry's voice. Kali didn't gain ego before Carmen's death. No, I think Carmen was already dead by now, by then. Because literally one of the first things that happened is Carmen dying. So you're saying, Syntax, that Kali did not get her ego by talking to Carmen? Kali's ego was an experimental extraction by pre-L Corp. Oh, okay. Thank you, Moses. So, yes. So, technically, even though maybe we could get distortions before it were not Carmen. Probably what the dissonance here was happening is you could get ego and maybe even distort before the White Knights, but that was not made by Carmen. Carmen started to distort people after the White Knights, so at least that's the point that we can say. Carmen actually distorts people, but probably only after the White Knights, not before it. That's a point. I think someone said, yes, you can get an ego without even talking to Carmen. That's just the easiest way right now. Carmen was alive for quite a while after that. Oh, okay. Also, ego gear is a lot different. Yes. Ego gear is different than just ego. The mimicry is the experimental extraction. Her personal ego is different. Yes. I think I got that point. Nice. But yeah, mimicry is not Carmine talking to you. So that is not how people are actually getting egos or distorting right now, but is one of the ways you can get to that point. And by all means, maybe you can get to ego and distort without Carmine talking to you at all. We just don't know other ways right now. Carmine is a force by now, not a person. Yes. On this point of the game, yes, Carmine is literally a phenomenon. She was using mimicry one day and nothing there's voice got to her and resisted it, gaining her ego. I didn't know that. Nice. Limbus Company or lobotomycorporation exposed. I'm sorry, Sandy. The lore of this game is pretty good. If you eventually try to delve into it, it's pretty fascinating. Okay, let's go back to the story, or I'm never gonna end this Canto, because I have all the way up until 11 p.m. right now to play this game, and after I gotta bounce and do other things because, you know, I gotta wake up early tomorrow and stream. And as a little bonus, I get to put some achievements under my belt. Okay, I read this part. I suppose it doesn't matter whether we accept your proposition or not. You must have already reached an agreement with the top brass of our company. Right, but what if after kicking the phenomenon's arse, we don't bother bringing the bloke who made the bizarre amusement park? What would you do then? Heathcliff spoke crassly, but it was a reasonable question. Like, right, even maybe he cannot leave the premises, maybe kills itself. There's a lot of eventualities that can happen. After all, there was a chance that we could fail to bring the culprit here, even if we wanted to. Well, then I suppose we start looking into what these golden bows are, even if we don't get our hands on them immediately. Ooh, she's threatening us. Ah, so you start getting in our way if we don't bring you what you want, is that it? It would be a rather unnecessary and cost-ineffective research investment, of course, but you just might force our hand if you don't do as we requested. Besides, while Labanchaland is only an urban nightmare at the moment, its threat level is rising exponentially. This means that the more and more people in the city are beginning to catch wind of this case. Numerous fixers from all over the city are gathering here at this very moment to eradicate Labanchaland, to demonstrate my point. So you're saying that we're not your only option? Who doesn't love fame and fortune? We could always get a truckload of willing participants if we wanted to. Oh, and maybe, just maybe, some fixers amongst them may find themselves becoming particularly interested in these golden bows. I swear, these precious artifacts must have a particular smell to attract fixers like bees to honey. Got it. You want this mission taken care of before the phenomenon attracts too much attention. By the way, Carmine is effectively like a man-made deity, not? I wonder if they could replicate that, a second Carmine type sheet. Technically yes, but we don't know actually what caused Carmine to become whatever she is right now. She just did. Maybe trying to do the same events that allowed her to become what she is, but still it's so confusing. I don't think it's very easily to replicate what Carmine ends up becoming. And like, we're still not very sure whatever Carmine is right now. Like, we're just speculating, but we don't know her origin. Like, we don't know what she is. She could be an abnormality for all we know. She could be an ego. She could be normal Carmine with an ego. It could be literally anything. It could be something completely different. That kind of takes her appearance or in voice and knowledge. Awake from my nap. Hello there, free shoots. You lost a very nice conversation about, well, a lot of things. But I'm happy you were here with us because we are slowly going through Canto 7. She's the end boss. I wouldn't even say she's the end boss, but I feel like on the next part of Limbus Company, Purgatorio, we might ended up delving into what Carmen is, because she is important to the story. Because she is the key part on distortions, and Limbus Company is all about researching distortions and collecting the golden balls. But distortion is also big part of our work, so we're gonna end up getting to know what Carmen is. Oh, you're cutting right through the fluff again.
맞아요.
Anyway, you got that
다행이죠.
right. Isn't it so
서로가
fortunate
찾고
how
있는
we
게
both seem to
아직까진
to be under the
서로에게만
impression
가치 있다고
that
판단하고
what
있습니다.
each of us is looking for won't be much of use to the other, for now at least?
그래서 당신들도
I
한
suppose
가지에 대해
that is
생각해보고
why you're keeping a
저희도
nature
남한
of those
사람들을
golden
만든
balls
무언가에
discreet,
대해서
and that's why we're
입조심을
keeping
하는
on the
거죠.
down low about what created La Manchaland.
다다.
Agreed. The more eyes observing info, the less value it has, like run-of-the-mill mass-produced products. Damn, Ryoshu basically explaining why you have luxury brands.
그럼 그렇지.
Of course, it's all work
기념품이라도
talk.
챙겨주는 줄
I got excited
알았잖아.
for a second, thinking
괜히
we're about to get some nice souvenirs or food.
당신들에게
We
거는
have
기대가
very high
커요.
expectations for every single one of you, every 13 of you. Dante counted 14.
죽음까지도
After all,
불사하시는
we're all
분들이잖아요.
willing to die for this, aren't you? She keeps saying that this is what every single one of our contracts has been like. Our stability and safety go out of the window the moment the mission begins in earnest. We share nothing but our code goals and objectives, not exchanging anything deeper than the shallowest transactions. I'd grown to accept this as an inevitability, but I do know that this is probably not the right way. Ahem. Amidst the dull and resigned eyes of the other sinners, Don Quixote's eyes alone burned with passionate fire.
제사라 부장이시여.
Thou will make us put thy faith in us, head manager Cesare. I, Don Quixote, and my compatriots here at Limbus Company shall put an end to the terrible reign of this La Mancha land and rescue every single victim it hath claimed. And mark my words, we shall pinch this vile rascal who created La Mancha land by the collar and present them before thee. Pry thee, smite them with the hammer of justice in everyone's stead.
어머나.
My, you certainly know how to inspire confidence. That's more than I could say for the vast majority of fixers I've known. Yes, I know what. Yes, I know that. I know what I was. Yes, but we cognito. That is it really? La creatura. Yeah. Unlike distortion, I think the abnormality is tied to the original human wanted. To what the original human wanted. Interesting. But for the rest, they should be related to humans as distortions are then. Right, because distortions are very related to what people want. So I don't disagree that abnormalities probably are similar in a way. Hi, this is Don Quixote shall battle violently and horribly. Thus shall my name be forever etched in the halls of B Corp. Don Quixote was bouncing up and down like she was prepared to stand at Cesare's beck and call. Please stop. This woman certainly wasted no time figuring out how to turn her into putty in her hands. Certainly, and then no difficult to see how the last works, to be fair.
자, 그럼 슬슬
Well then,
가볼까요?
shall we get a move on? Let us depart! Lead away, late Cesare!
안타깝지만
Oh, I'm
안내는
sorry.
없어요.
Sadly, I can go there
저는
with you.
여러분들이랑 같이 갈 수 없는 걸요. 여기
Please,
종이에 적힌
head to the
장소로
location
가주시면
marked on this
됩니다.
piece of paper.
어째서인가?
Yet, wherefore, a journey on thy lonesome shall be so dreary, no?
당연하잖아요.
Isn't obvious?
온갖
We
해결사들이
showed up at the
모여있다는
fixers
곳에서
gathering with the head
우리가
manager
저
of a whole
부장이랑
department
같이
in
들어가면
tow. We attract more eyes
일
than
될
superstars on a red carpet.
응.
Yep, I'm sure they sniff out our connection to P Corp at a glance. Oh, by the way, actually, just don't be sorry for your English. I am from Brazil, so my English is kind of scuffed sometimes. A lot of people are from also Asian countries, so their English is also not the purest and perfect. So, by all means, we all make some mistakes and misses here and there. I'm certain that I simply distorted very hard, very fast. I was an actual human after all, different from the experiments. It is my belief that my kind are simply the final stage of a distortion. Yeah, a lot of people said the same. Abnormalities are just a final evolution of the distortion. Like if you let a distortion wreak havoc long enough, they might end up distorting. Oh, if you let a distortion wreak havoc long enough, they might turn into abnormality. Yet, are not stars of super variety a good goal to strive for? Don Quixote, it's my common news to you, but sometimes words can mean more than one thing at a time. Here's a pass that will let you move freely between the back streets and the NASA P Corp. Do know that it's a work visa, however, so it won't last forever. They can just hand out something so important this easily. Can't imagine why her department won't be able to handle it themselves. Sinclair was still quietly suspicious, but that small doubt was practically buried in the brief commotion that followed as seniors gathered in front of Cesaro to receive their visa. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. By the way, I haven't done fully Library of Ruina. I'm still playing the game. So if you can, Asilius, you don't know that, so it's that completely fine. You're new on the channel. I would appreciate if you don't talk much about like lore of Library of Ruina, if possible. But yeah, I think the pianist didn't actually turn into an abnormality, even though he was rampaging for a while, right? He was still considered a distortion, right? Randy sinners are accepted and respected by fixers in ways of the city. And
청소 시간이네요.
Wild Hunter. Cesaro's directions led us to an empty lot in the back streets.
뭐야 여기?
The hell is this now?
뒷골목은
This
보통
ain't like the
건물들이
tight
뒤집어
alleyways
엎게
of back streets
마련인데
I know.
왜
What's
여기만
this huge
텅 비었어?
empty lot doing here?
그러게.
Right. Weird.
뒷골목에서 이
It's rare to
정도였다가
see this
열리는
much
건
real
흔치
estate
않을
go
텐데.
unused in the back streets.
이유는 모르겠지만
There are a bunch of banners hanging by the buildings for some
현수막도
reason too.
여기저기 붙어있네요. 너희는
Miss Faust and I
현장을
will
보고
converse with the
나는
person in
잠시
charge.
하우스
The rest of
TC와
you
함께
assess the situation in the meantime.
담당자를
By the way,
만나고
this is kind of crazy. Look at the amount of buildings. This is insane.
있지. 그때까지
Don't start any trouble. Don't
아니,
start too much trouble
큰
until we
사고까지
return.
하지 말도록.
여부가 있겠는가?
Zombies, place thy faith in us. He's giving up on Slim hope that we won't be getting into any trouble without him.
자, 그럼
Well, let's see what we're working with here. The empty lot was surrounded by all kinds of warning signs and perimeter tapes, deterring anyone from half-heartedly wandering inside. And when we reached out to grab the tapes to duck under them, hey dude! A voice rang out, stopping us in our tracks.
네, 네?
Yeah, I mean, what?
잘
Alright, it would be nice
말인데.
since it doesn't seem like you guys know what you
함부로
just
들어오면
walked
안
into.
돼요.
This
안
place is off
돼.
limits, okay? Off limits.
저도 그렇고
Fixers
여기
only,
모여
like
있는
me and the
사람들은
rest of the
대결
people gathered,
사고들이요.
yeah, fixers.
대결
Civvies
사.
aren't allowed on the operation
여기는
grounds.
일반인들이 함부로
Jeez,
있으면 안
these
되는
P-Card
작전
folks sure is sloppy
구역이에요.
with their perimeter job.
잠깐만.
Wait, why
뭐죠?
did you look at me
왜
when you
저만
said that?
쳐다보면서.
Why?
뭐? 우리를
Now are you
걱정해주는
concerned for
것인가?
our safety?
괜찮네?
No worries, good man, no worries.
비록 아직
Fixers
알지
we
않은
may
아니지만
not be,
정의를 위해
but the
목숨을
daring heart of
불사하고
justice
싸운다는
that
그
burn within
마음만큼은
thee is
모두가
just as
내
bright as
하나뿐이지.
our own. Forsooth, we are prepared to brave death to see it. Darkati confidently leaps over the warning tapes and scampers into the empty lot. Hey, did you have any idea what you're walking into?
자네들처럼
Hark, we arrive here on a contract just as you. The contract for the eradication of La Mancha Land. I could practically hear everyone in the empty lot turning around to look at us, of course. Yeah, Pickup really looks good, right? Well, it looks kind of actually scary, I will also say. Like, there's so many buildings. It's pretty to look at from a distance, look like stars. But if you come close, it's kind of like sickening how many buildings are. Like, rows and rows and rows and rows of buildings. I woke up as I was after. I woke up as I was after. Realized what I did. I like to transform on the spot, and not much time had passed. The body was still warm. The looks on their eyes could hardly be described as friendly. In fact, their alarm at our arrival was palpable. Then, when one of the fixers, wielding a massive weapon, strode in our direction. Oh, I love his outfit. Reminds me of those people from that one department. The guy with the piercing lenses and the two girls. It's the same the motif, like the black and white and very cool outfit. You're here for the hunt, you twerps. Oh man, silly me. I forgot to do maintenance on my weapon. I don't have time for this. I guess I'll just go take care of that by now. Bye. The obnoxious guy, who was clearly way in over his head, hurried away when a giant of a fixer stumped his way into the conversation. The other fixers shook their heads as though they knew what was about to happen. You're clearly not fixers from an association. Obviously not anyone from an office or even a passing renown. How many more of these small-time freeloaders are we going to take on? Accept any more of them, and we will end up having to split an on of that reward money between us. I mean, the god fixers will be popular, dude. You know, if there's something that I know, if there's something kind of universal, is that people are attractively drawn to goth people. Everybody loves someone that's goth. We're already getting these bloody tossers during for a Friday. Emblems or their guards patently say Fang Hunt Office. Yeah, the Hunt Fangs has to mean you even seen one in person before. Brady, seen what? Blood fiends. Blood fiends? Wait, we're dealing with blood fiends in this contract? We were not informed of any blood fiends' involvement in this contract. Well, you guys were not informed what the actual things in Lamanchaland were to begin with, so makes sense. Would you look at that? No, nothing amateurs, all of them. So this guy comes from wait, Fang Hunt. Didn't we read learn about Fang Hunts before? I think Fang Hunt is a name that I heard before. Doesn't a character has a Fang Hunt ID, if I'm not mistaken? I might be crazy. Oh, you changed your avatar. Hello. Is the Helsing organization minus the psychopathic dual pistol wielding vampire who likes to take enthusiastic walks? I have yet to watch Helsing, but I have been made aware of a reference to my opera. Honglu ID Feng and Fixer. Oh yeah, there's the Honglu ID. Is that ID any good? It makes my blood boil to watch idiots like you rushing to nab a contract just for the promise of some cash and fame. Not only do you get in the way of the hunt, but you also really spoil the fun out of this activity. Say, what? What's so wrong with keeping your eye on the money? Rodi, I don't think they're here just for the contract reward. I feel like Sinclair is kind of grasping everything very quickly. It's kind of scary. Because I think Sinclair's whole gimmick is to understand things better than most of the other sinners. And it's not a question of knowledge like Faust. It's just sheerly understanding.
그래.
Yes, this case seemed to hold a special meaning to them. Fools driven by their creed are much more troublesome to deal with than simpletons motivated by money. I refuse to take part in an operation alongside these idiots who don't even know what it is like to deal with blood fiends.
닭.
Shut the fuck up. That one is that one I know. As much as I would like to avoid entertaining your amateurs, I'll admit the curiosity has gotten the better of me. Why did she just say to me? Shut the fuck up, you arrogant son of a...
닥쳐라.
It was shut that flap hole, ugly. Well... she was more polite than I thought. Oh, looks like you let a bit of your personal feelings bleed into that interpretation.
하지만 그런
But yours wasn't half bad.
아무튼
I can imagine like Ryoshu and Sinclair doing like a small fist bump. Hey,
당신들한테 무시받을 사람은 한 명도
anyways, this isn't our first Bloodfiend contract, you know. It may not be much, but we've dealt with them before. We don't deserve... Okay. Good idea for the future now that I was thinking about it. Why don't instead of doing like Cantos focus on one character per time, like one character at a time, on like a future thing, doing like two characters, maybe like characters teaming up with each other and kind of developing like a growth bond between them and becoming stronger together kind of situation. Like I could see some duels out of this team because we kind of have duels already kind of meshing, you know. You have Ismail and Heathcliff, you have Sinclair and Vyoshu. You can kind of do duels. We literally have enough like people, I think, for that to be a thing. Sinclair is way off for once. Yeah, well, a little bit. But again, we appreciate his own understanding. But yeah, if you guys would have to do Cantos by duels, like dual people going through a story together, let's say all the sinners are scattered around and they are doing duos, which ones you guys would like to see together kind of situation? You can go Greg and Rhodia. Those are very easy ones. When it comes to Yisung, Faust, Otis, and Merceau, things get a little blurry. And Don Quixote. And Honglu. The war criminals together. The war criminals. Oh. Otis and Mary Chad don't need to grow up. I think all of them need to grow up. At least right now, everyone is weak. I think one problem with them right now is they are sometimes we cannot defeat one people with 13 people fighting. That's not a good odd. That's not a good number, you know. 13 against 1 and we're still getting beat up. Everybody needs to grow up. And not grow up on just being mature. I think it's growing up on getting powerful. Like the sinners are weak, and regardless if they are weaker because they have a contract with Dante or not, they are still weak. That's the point. They need to get stronger enough to at least, you know, do the basic shit like Shi and Meng by themselves. So they need to go through a training stage, you know, where they can actually really grow in power. Gregor has implied he committed war crimes, and based on Otis' source material, she definitely has. That could be a fun one, and I actually wouldn't be expecting seeing Gregor and Otis together. And again, the problem is, as I said, when it comes to Merceau, Faust, Yisung, Don Quixote, and Otis, it's harder to see them working very well with anyone, so you can kind of give them to anyone to work with, because again, it's not like that's an easy putt. When it comes to Ismail and Heathcliff and Sinclair and Ryoshu, those are easier, and Rhodia, those are easier for you to see them teaming up with other people. Didn't they use LobCorp's Sephiroth power, right? Anyway, this isn't our first Bloodfiend contract, you know? It may not be much, but we've dealt with them before. We don't deserve to get talked down by you like that. Not one of us. Well, technically, we failed. By all means, we failed. We ended up needing to take the freaking shoes off of Don Quixote in order for her to... Actually, the Blood Fiend had to bite Don Quixote for her nature to reveal itself and actually defeat the Blood Fiend, because everybody else failed. So, technically, we are terrible at the hunting Blood Fiends. Sinclair. Now, I don't know if every Blood Fiend is as strong as Cassetti, but still. Yeah, just tell Merceau to work with someone. Yeah, Merceau would work with anyone, so you can kind of put Merceau with anyone. Any corporate sped of had, so Limbus company are war criminals. Dawn was so insulted her shoes fell, right? At least when it comes to fighting. Great comeback, but I'm docking a few points for that hesitation there, right? I think Sinclair kind of remembered that we all kind of failed. So this ain't your first rodeo, eh? Then show me what you've got. Let's see if you're all talk, if you're real hunters ready for the real deal. What? Mate, we're really doing this here before we even set foot in there? I'm telling you, I've got permits and everything. Don't be a baby. I will hurt you just enough to send you home crying with a broken arm and a leg, convince you? You take us on your train home. I'll say an arm and a leg are much more acceptable losses than getting your blood brutally drained by a blood fiend. Okay. And again, one thing that we gotta remember, there are no fights that these seniors go that they don't die. And I know that's kind of part of the gimmick of the game, that if you lose a fight, it means that the sinners died. So at any fight, they probably died. But at the same time, we need fights where those sinners don't die, canonically speaking. Like, come on! Can't we just stop dying? We don't know if N-Corp is working with the head. There hasn't been a claw sent after Limbus yet. A claw? What is a claw?
저분은 어디 아프신 걸까요? 아까랑 다르게 기운이 없어 보여요. 목을 내놓고 있도록.
정의 이름으로.
너도 누군가에게 맡겨졌겠지만
어라? 저쪽에 비틀거리시는 분이 보이네요. 이만 편히 눕혀드릴까요?
날카롭고
The sinners don't die against the rats.
차라리
Yeah, that's a point. Yeah, that's a good reminder. Yeah, I don't think the sinners died against the
여기서
rats.
이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요.
But still, they die quite often. We didn't stop dying. That's my point. Less death. More winning. Arcana Slaver!
다들 첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다 한결.
The Claws are executors of C-Corp sent after taboo violators. Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
감회가 새로워요.
먼지를 떨어내줘.
But yeah, of course I didn't know that. Explaining LobCorp, a Claw is a foot soldier of the head. Really powerful guys that get sent after you if you break a taboo. If you fuck up more, you get a visitor from an arbiter, like happened to us. In LobCorp. We had a very nice arbiter joining us. And she underestimated Kali.
잠들게. 기쁨이란 건 이런 사소한 일에도 슬며시 따라오나 봐요.
본인은
모두가 노력한
먼지를
덕분에
떨어내줘.
업무가 일찍 끝날 것 같은 지금처럼 말이에요.
지키기 위해서.
편히 쉬시게. 잠든 그대를 기릴 테니.
결국은 이렇게 떨어지죠.
Dante are machine or cyborg? You can call her prosthetic. So it would be because everybody refers as prosthetic, then even like cyborgs. But yeah, it's just like a prosthetic for a head. The rest of the body is still like flesh.
들어본 적 있는가? 없어도 전혀
I did
상관없다.
not enjoy being cut in half by Kali. I think nobody did.
바로 그런 것일 테니.
And I think a lot of people did enjoy ended up being cut by her in half.
애고 침식도 양호. 아마도
아마도.
즐거움.
Wait, did I just enter the fight again?
때로는 어설펐지만 여러분과 함께하는
This is the same guy. Did I enter the fight again?
설레게 만들었답니다.
Can people go back and see if I joined the same fight over?
히야! 아르카나 빛! 차!
차라리 아무것도 남지 마라.
다들 첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다
Specifically, a claw only attacks if you violated a taboo of the city. Different nests have different taboos.
감회가
Something else hunts you down if you break a nest taboo. Ah, okay.
네. 정확하게.
휘말리기 싫으면 비켜! 아, 여기선 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요.
사랑? 이 정도쯤이야?
저분은 어디 아프신 걸까요? 아까랑 다르게
But yeah,
기운이
so far
없어
so
보여요.
easy. My sinking team is pretty good.
누군가에겐
I'm pretty
아껴졌겠지.
happy, but I gotta make some changes. I realized after some very careful analysis that Spice Bush is gonna be better than Stolen Lament.
결국은 이렇게 떨어지죠.
So by all means, we're gonna Spice Bush eventually.
이유사! 악은 이렇게 정화되었네.
저희에게도 이런 힘을 베풀어 주시다니 마음씨가 넓은 분이실까요?
만만찮겠군.
아,
우리 하지.
실수로 주셨더라도 상관없어요. 한번 베푼 이상 납작 불입이랍니다.
사랑으로 정의 이름.
I recommend defeating other versions of yourselves. Therefore, should work really well for this one British guy.
또 누군가에겐 아껴졌겠지만
Not really, but you still be hunted down.
결국은 이렇게 떨어지죠.
이 풍진 세상에서 힘껏 살아가느라 수고 많으셨어요. 이제 모든 짐 놓으셨으니 그 끝에 고요한 휴식이 있기를. 제발 조용히.
I've been building my own White Hunt good idea syntax.
나도
I have two reanimated dragons. I have one
이런 사소한 일에도 슬며시
up
따라오나 봐요.
the breed. Okay.
모두가 노력한 덕분에 업무가 일찍 끝날 것 같은 지금처럼 말이에요.
도대체 그런 변신 기술은 듣도 보도 못한
Your
기술을 쓰는
transformations. I must say, I haven't seen anything like it before.
야,
That enough demonstration for you, you twit.
축사발 만들 조건은 되냐?
No transformations, they are ID cards.
그래, 이
Fine,
정도는
I'll admit, you've got some
인정할
skills.
수밖에 없지.
Well, the AD's got some skills.
어,
Ah, they're not
생각보다
half
괜찮은
bad.
놈들이 왔는데.
We've always welcomed cooperation with
제
yellow
몫을 할 줄
fellow
아는
fixers who
해외에서는
can carry their
언제나
own
뿐이지.
weight. Okay, I like this one. He's kind of cute.
이제 보니
Hey,
너희
I
전에
recognize
워프
you.
신강제를
I saw you guys
펼쳤던
busily
애들던
chatting away
걔들이구나.
back at the warp train
되게
platform.
바빠 보이다.
My name's Romero, by the way.
나는 로메로야.
일행이 싸우는데
You just sat there and watch
뒤에서
you
구경하고
and watch
있었던
as your men were out here fighting.
처음부터
Yeah,
구경했던
the
건
fight was
아니고
already underway when I
중간부터
got here, and I doubt I would have been
얘네들을
able to
말려도
talk them out of
내
it.
말을 잘
Besides, I had a
듣거든.
feeling that you guys could
그리고
hold
아까
your own
보니까
against my men.
쉽게 당할 실력도 아니길래 이해해줘.
So please,
나쁜
allow me to ask
친구들은
for your
아니야.
understanding. They're not
형제들을
bad
사냥할
people.
때
They're
온갖
just on
일이 있다
edge.
보니
Anyone
지금
would
예민한
be
거지.
after what they've gone through in their struggles against the blood fiends. You have my understanding. Hunting entities such as those who lie beyond the can must plant seed of doubt in many of hearts of men.
사실 나도 얘들 의견에
Right,
부분적으로는
and I do agree
동의해.
with them at least
토벌
partially.
상대에
The bar
비해서
set by P Corp
기사와
and the Hunt
하나로
Association
배선이건
for
토벌
fixers
참가조건은
participating in this contract is
지나칠 정도로
shockingly
불분명하게
low and indiscriminate.
떨어져. 나였다면
If it were up to
그런
me,
식으로
I would have set a
조건을
more
맞춰서
strict set of
모집하진 않았을
conditions.
거야.
His friendly smile faltered slightly as his gesture around the empty lot.
저쪽
Look
천막
around.
주위를 둘러봐.
Over there by the command
뭘
tent,
알고
just
있었는지
one look at
궁금하지.
who we're working with,
이런 건
and I'm sure it will become
전문가에게
plenty
맡기는
clear
게
that
제일
they
안전했을
don't know
텐데
what they're
말이야.
walking into. They should have hired only the professionals to take care of this contract. Oh, Tremor Scorch on the chat. We had abnormalities, we had characters, but now we even have the gimmicks and mechanics of the game. We have Tremor Scorch. How are you doing, Tremor Scorch? I believe you're doing a lot of damage now that Merceau got a good tremor burst ego. Around the command tent? We all simultaneously turn to look at the large, noisy tent. Okay, these guys are no. I don't need for you to tell me that I love those IDs. They look very posh. But is he? Wait, he's live streaming? Whoa, chat, is this for real? There was a huge brawl by the entrance. It's real amateur hour out here, guys. Can you believe that I gotta stand shoulder to shoulder with these idiots for the contract? Chat, can you believe this? Is this for real? I love the inception of a chat into a chat. What the hell is he doing? In the distance, we saw some guy running his mouth and striking several exaggerated dramatic poses with a tiny device. Most likely a camera of sorts. No, we have all the experience with someone like him in the past. That guy reminds me of a certain someone. He is taking pics like that guy, Siegfried. But that's a whole new level. He's not taking pictures. He's on a live stream. Guys, I'm gonna get my pizza. Be right back. I'm back. Streamclash is also holding a selfie stick. Right? Selfie stick. Who does that? It's 2025. Oh, pizza. Yes, pizza, guys. We have pizza. We have about two pizzas. Today, we're going crazy. But yeah, this is sad. Like, I was not expecting this to be accompanied by a live stream. And someone mentioned Kick. Indeed. Kick streaming. Because, okay, there's something missing from a real Kick stream. I don't see anybody showing their private parts. So, by all means, this could be still Twitch stream. The moment we see a private part, then we can say it's a Kick. He ran around for a while, visiting every corner of the empty lot, trying to get every detail in the frame. You can't do anything about it. Crime syntax. And suddenly started striding towards us in an annoyed get.
이봐.
Hello,
너희.
yes, you guys over there. Hast thou called upon us? Come on, Don Quixote. The guy was using a selfie stick. You should have at least a little standard.
좀 다른 데로
Do you mind
가줄래?
loitering around somewhere else?
방해가
Sure,
되잖아.
you're getting in the way of my viewers, guys.
저희의 통행에도
But
방해가
you're literally
되는데
an hour away, guy.
갑자기
He whipped his attention back to the camera as though he was pretending not to hear what Ismael said, or as he decided to hear her words weren't worth entertaining.
지금 내가
Oh,
어디
you
왔냐고.
wanna know where I am?
너무 놀라지.
Hold on to your seats, guys. I'm in the back streets of
피사가
District
있는
16.
16구
Yep,
뒷골목이지.
where P Corp is. Guys, you're back again. Yep. Oh. Sorry, guys, I was getting my soda. Who eats pizza without drinking soda? It's kind of part of the deal, you know? Coca-Cola, by the way. Not sponsored. It's a crime to Italy. Out of fake Gregor, Brazil have plus 800 types of pizza, so it can't say much. Yep, Silius is completely correct. We have a lot of pizzas, but this is just the basics. We have chicken and cheese, and just cheese. Nothing crazy. I prefer Pepsi over Coke. I think we had this long discussion about what's better. Where's the Dr. Pepper people? Ah. Of course. Legit brought a 12-pack of grape soda. Guarana. Nice. I haven't drank some in a while. My grandma loves it. Okay. That's crazy. Hmm. Hmm. Mhm. Mhm. Hmm. There are 2 stores in my city that sell Dr. Pepper, but it's not common here in Brazil as well. It was mostly Coca-Cola. Like Australia said, Guarana. We have Pepsi, we have Fanta, we have Sprite. We have some cool underground ones as well. Better than Pepsi, I'll tell you. One day I should do like a soda tasting. Dr. Pepper. Yeah, I'm gonna purchase all the cola sodas and see and define which one is better by my own taste. Oh, you wanna know where I am? Hold on to your seats, guys. I'm in the back streets of the District 16. That's where P Corp is.
맞아.
Oh yeah, remember the P Corp 150 vintage semi-permanent canned ice cream unboxing and review live stream? Wait. Canned ice cream unboxing? Okay, this guy's kind of goated. Can we do a collaboration? Should we do? Should me and whoever this is collab, baby? Trying out all sodas. They already did the unboxing and reveal of canned ice cream. Actually, is there anything? Is there canned ice cream? Like, is that a thing? Because if it is, I'm kind of interested. Yep, the very same. Unfortunately, I'm not here to eat ice cream today. So I've been meaning to ask, who's that fella I've been talking to? The heck's he doing?
아마도
I think he's talking to his viewers who are watching his show.
모종의 방송
It appears
호스트라는
that he is the host of a certain show.
최근
It has been reported that in certain parts of the city, a new culture of live streaming via cameras has been on the rise. I like that Merso is the one in it, you know? What a rude piece of work. Letting him get you down. Yeah, don't let him get you down, kiddo. Sorry, pizza time. My sister has the Michelle idea of the streamer guy. She's actually down bad. I mean, it is what it is. What a glorious day it is. Behold, this man is Sir Camille of Sync Association West. His name honored as one of the top 10 up-and-coming new generation fixers. Feature on the October issue of the Fixers Monthly, one of the big 3 fixer magazines of the city. Camille's a very cute name for a dude. I know we say this every single time, but most people don't know what... never mind. How have you not hearkened when I share this news of grave significance aboard the berth? Have none of you heeded mine words? I believe Merceau probably did. Are you mad? Why would I listen to you when I can nap instead? Such a haranguing over a winding path. It's oft a cause for sickens on the road, Miss Don Quixote. The grumbling sinners clearly existed outside Don Quixote's world. She was breathing very heavily, a look of admiration clear on her face. Camille is cooked the second he stepped into the birthing. Z-Corp does exist. The download screens specifically say that all 26 nests of the city, so it's safely to say the Z-Corp exists. Camille the Goat. Losing my launchy for him. Nothing come to me on well praise. In the map, Z-Corp do not appear. Maybe Z-Corp is an underground nest. That could be. Don Quixote has read so many magazines that she can recognize pretty much all fixers of note, right? I for once did not imagine even in my wildest dreams that I should be shaking hands with Sir Camille in person. Of course, no one shook hands or exchanged the simplest pleasantries with Camille just yet. And I believe very few of us will. That's the reality. Camille sounds like someone that's gonna be bashing ahead.
승리의 보람과 세상의 아름다움에 대해 들어본 적 있는가? 없어도 전혀 상관없다네. 지금 우리가 보는 경치가 바로 그런 것일 테니.
That's my guess. C Corp is an underground nest. You heard here first. Or it's floating in the air and nobody sees it. One of the two.
볼송사납군. 여기까지
Whoa.
와서 집단을 부리나?
Is that the way? Now we're finally talking about the good ideas here, guys. So embarrassing. Do you really have to clown around with that thing while on a mission? Wow, hey chat, look! Allow me to introduce you all Paula from the Zwei Association. She'll be my sidekick in this mission. Yeah, this is the good Zwei, not the bad Zwei. This is the Zwei that can solo missions. This is the Zwei that killed... not killed. That defeated... I forgot the name. Ricardo! Thank you! That is the Zwei that defeated Ricardo by herself.
보조가 아닌
Listen, I'm not your sidekick. As you can probably tell from her outfit, she's a fixer from the West, just like myself. The association sometimes sticks me with sidekicks like her against my will for some contract. A joint operation, you know? Oh, yeah, totally. I know I really shine when I work alone. But what can I do? Gotta do what the higher ups tell me to. You get it, right? I mean, Paula here can do all by herself. Ah, that's the Sinclair one, not the Ishmael one. But still, it's better than the other ones. Yeah, Zwei-ish can solo Ricardo. Well, technically, Phase-ish can solo Ricardo. We're not gonna go in that. Well, why don't you we say hello to my dear fans anyway, Miss Paula? Ooh, a collaboration of the Sync and the Zwei, two formidable forces together as one.
보게 되다니.
I think she's tearing up. Actually, I can even show you guys the video of the person soloing Ricardo with just one Ishmael, the base one. It's pretty cool. What great, glorious, grand,
벅차오르는 이
blood pumping feeling. This is
가슴이
my heart pounds badly as though an explosion had nigh.
매일 영상으로만
The great figures I had previously seen only through recordings, through books,
겨울로만 보던 자들이
through figurines, or here before me in the flesh, conversing, ambling, right before mine eyes. Okay, let's see if we can detect. This looks someone from the middle, because of the tattoos. We have the guy that we had a kerfuffle with. We have the Zwei people. We have the flare on Camille's coat here. We have a lot of people in the background as well. Oh, actually, yeah, this guy's it looks like those brown guys that I ended up fighting on Library of Fruina. That have those gimmicks with like blunt damage and there's that one card that copy other cards. You know who I'm talking about. I'm gonna take a print screen. Pretty cool. Do you know most of the fixers here then, Don Quixote?
구독 중인 해결사 잡지에 나온
If a fixer has been featured in one of the magazines I'm subscribed to, then verily. I mean, I can't imagine how many magazines Don Quixote subscribed to. Now you see what I had to deal with when Dawn bursts into my cell with her magazines. Right, if that's the case, and if everyone here really are all fixers, then she probably knows who that person is too. The person who's been straight daggers at us this whole time. Staring daggers at us the whole time. Then who are they over there? That group of fixers who've been staring at us for a while. Allow me to observe. The reputation already precedes us to be recognized by mere sight. This is a joyous conundrum indeed. this precisely why I had said that I must graciously bow out from a special feature of the front page of a newspaper. I may have a few gaps in my knowledge. This probably that they are from a small upstart office that had only recently registered itself, but it's clear from my fashion in which they are garbed that they hail from the east.
다행이네요.
What a relief.
저분들이 누구인지
Conveniently, I recognize who they are.
있거든요.
What? Do I recognize the fixer whom I do not? For truth? Okay, if Honglu knows those people, can you imagine if it's Honglu's family and that's why they're studying daggers at us? Duke stares at Honglu in utter disbelief. Merso, come on man, don't look back at them.
아까부터 계속
We have been
마주보고 있는
looking at each other for a while. There is no reason for me to avert my eyes. My man, that's what most people call staring contest and it's rude. Let's just... they are walking towards us. Should we wave at them or something? Crap then, yeah, let's stare right back at them. Let's at least do not come like we're scared off of them. Yeah, confidence. You know they're within hearing distance, right? Yeah, they are right in front of us. Bloody hell, don't look away, lad. Eyeball them right back. You don't want to get caught unawares if we're about to get into fistcuffs. More or less, have you got business with us or what? If this is Honglu's family, someone might end up losing an arm. What's with that grin on your face? I didn't know I'd be introducing her to everyone so soon. Please say hello
제 동생
to my little sister,
가츠치입니다.
Jia Shichun. Little sister?
동생이요?
Little sister?
자칫하면
I
몰라볼
almost did
뻔했지
not
뭐야.
recognize you. Last time,
마지막으로
remember,
보았을
you were
때만
only
해도
up to my knees in
내
height.
무릎만 했었잖니.
그건 어릴 때였으니까.
That's because I was a child the last time you saw me. Well, okay, can we talk about her design? She looks awesome. Like, she looks like Genshin character. She low-key looks like a Genshin, like a MiHoYo character, by design wise. Which is not a jab. It is a compliment. I'm biting into pizza, but Jiachi here is pretty cute. Yeah, she's supposed to be, I can see by her garb. I'm gonna call her Jiachi. And here was, wondering what kind of impressive shenanigans you were preparing for since you left home.
이게 전부야?
This is it?
오빠가 만든
Is this
소리야?
all you managed to build on your own faction?
세력이
They're
아니야,
not my
시춘.
faction, Chichin. Come on, let me introduce you to them.
여기서부터
I'll start here.
트랙으로
This is
그레고리
Mr.
씨.
Gregor. Say hello. Yo, don't be shy. My name is Forget it. I don't have time for this. Okay. Jiashi-chan gave us a side eye before dismissively cutting us off. Okay. Now,
그래.
okay. Oh,
아, 이제 보니까 키만 자란 게 아니라 시춘.
you've not only grown in height, Chichin.
나처럼 친구들도 많아졌구나.
I see that your circle of friends has been growing too. Just like mine. Are they new? Don Quixote X Chichin is not real, wake up. Oh, it's real, right? Dumb Chun is real. This comment was sponsored by Real Dreamers. To call them friends was a very optimistic assessment on Honglu's part. Because the people who accompanied Jia Chichin were all threateningly sizing us up like they were getting ready for a fight.
정말
You
친구라고
don't really
생각해서
think
그렇게
they're
묻는
my
거야.
friends, do you?
그리고 다른 오빠
I'm still
언니들에
far
비하면
behind my older siblings
한참
anyway.
부족한 편이야.
So, what is the gist of it? Like, every sibling needs to build their own faction and then try to kill the others? Or something like that? Because since Honglu is the protagonist, he's gonna win. I'm sorry.
그렇구나.
I see.
그리고
Do you know that some of us are
가족중에
still
몇
out
명이
here looking for you?
여전히 오빠를 찾고 있는 건 알아?
Oh, I
안
do.
그래도 저번에
Oh, and that
가완 형이랑
reminds me.
만나서
I ran into
잠깐
Jia
이야기
Huan
나눴어.
earlier and had a quick chat with him.
그
And you're
망나니
still
오빠를
in one piece
만나고도
after that
멀쩡한 걸
run-in
보니
with that asshole?
운은 어지간하게
Still lucky as
좋나 봐.
always, huh? You know,
여전히.
luck is one of the stats. You learn more in Honglu's Canto. Honglu's whole family shenanigans is pretty interesting, I will say. I think back to the time we first met this Jiahuan. His venomous words, that contemptuous look he gave us as we lay there dying. It seems that moments were was embellished into a pleasant quick chat in Honglu's memory. Either that or that interaction was what counts as a quick chat for Honglu.
시춘,
Chichen,
아까 들었는데
have you ever heard that this
이곳
is a
일대는
pretty
위험하다는
dangerous
것
place?
같아.
People have been going
사람들이
missing
실종되기도
around here.
하고.
Why don't you and your friends go
너와
find somewhere
이런
safe to take
분들은
refuge
안전하게
in?
대피하는 게 어떠니?
Okay, that might be that might not go down well, Honglu.
진짜 농담이라고 하는 건지 걱정이라고 하는 건지.
I still can tell if you're trying to be funny or if you're genuinely worried for me.
저기 말이야.
Listen, my naive
난
brother,
맹한 오빠랑
I got here first, okay? Earlier than you and your faction. I mean,
떨거지들보다
your
먼저
second-rate
이곳에
minions.
도착했거든?
Okay, we're not even his minions, we're friends. And second-rate? Just so you know, Jia Shichen, we've done a lot, okay? Once you kill a giant legendary whale from the inside, you tell me.
알아듣겠어?
Is this making sense to you?
나도
I'm here to take
라만초랜드
part in
토벌
the
참가자야.
eradication of Lamantulin.
이 장소가
I'm pretty sure I
어떤지는
have
어떤
better
장소인지는
intel on this place than you do.
내가 더 잘
Well,
알고.
I'm pretty sure everyone has better intel on this place than we do. That's not a thing to gloat about.
참가자라니? 시춘, 네가 이런 걸 참가할 필요는 없지 않니? 토벌 현상금이 필요할 리도 없고.
You are. Marcus. You are, but why would you take part in something like this? It's not like you need the reward money, right?
당연하지.
Yeah.
오빠도
You don't say. And I
푼돈이라는
doubt you're
여기까지
in it for
기어들은
some
건
pocket
아닐 거
money
아니야.
either.
푼돈.
Pocket money, huh? Sure,
그치.
whatever.
푼돈.
Pocket money.
그럼
Oh, then it is.
아니다.
Never
너도
mind.
웨이시도
I don't think
대답해줄
you
것
or
같진 않네.
Mr. Wei are going to answer that question anyway. Honglu's eyes momentarily diverted from his younger sister to her posse. There stood a long-haired man who looked toward Jia Shichen as though he was asking her for permission. Then, walked towards us and bowed deeply and politely towards Honglu.
안녕하십니까?
It has been a while, young master.
와,
Oh, it's been a long,
웨이시.
Mr. Wei.
아직도
Still courting
시춘이
Chichen, I see.
보이신가 보네요.
부족하지만
Yes, I'm still in her
여전히
service,
목숨을
despite my
모시고
shortcomings.
안쪽은
I'm worried
위험할
that it
수도
might be too
있을 텐데.
dangerous in here.
아, 시춘.
Aha, why don't you tag
우리랑
along
같이
with us,
다니는
Chichen?
건
Let's visit
어떻겠니?
together.
도련님은
Young master, I see that you're still yourself. Good thing that he still is himself.
아니,
Forget that. Why don't you mind your own
목표에만
business?
집중하고
And we go our separate
여기서
ways.
헤어지는 건 어때? 가만 보니까
I can see that you and your friends have some real talent for attracting attention.
재능이
And
있는
I
것
prefer
같아.
to keep things discreet.
난 안에선
And I prefer
그때야
if you
아는
didn't
척하지
embarrass
않으면
me
더
in here, in there, by talking to me or something. Damn! Okay! Go fuck yourself too!
그래.
Okay,
시춘
if
네가
that's what you
원한다면
want, Sichun,
그럼.
다시 만난다면
I thought you have gotten better after all this time, brother. At least better than you were last time we met.
그렇구나.
I see.
네
I
눈엔
suppose I
나이
haven't
있나
improved
보네.
at all in your eyes.
지금 만난 게 나를
You should consider
사랑하는
yourself
줄 알아.
lucky that is me
다른
who
언니
you ran into.
오빠들이었으면
If it was
그
one of our
사람의
older
오랫동안 이미
siblings,
바닥을 뒹굴고 있었을
your
거야.
pretty head would already be rolling in the dirt.
응?
Mhm.
고마워.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I like that Honglu does not let those things get to him. That's why Honglu is really going up on my like tier list of favorite characters. I feel Honglu is pretty good. Like Honglu is one of the most interesting, nice characters that there are. Jieb Shushan scowled and opened her lips as though she was about to shoot something back, but she thought better of it, turned around and left with her posse.
뭐
Well, they
사회생활
say it's
뭐
rarer to
크지
see
않지.
happy family than it is to see unhappy
그치?
one. Shichin is a bit of a tsun. For now, she's not showing that she's a tsun, but I want to see whenever we're gonna get there. Limbus company greatest talent, attracting a lot of unwanted attention, right? Great skill. Don't look at me. I never considered that dog my family.
가족으로 생각 안 했어.
No, but that's not what I.
뭘 쳐다보는 거지?
What are you looking at? Do you expect me to back you up or something? Oh man,
여전히 변한 게
just
없니?
like old times.
예전에도 저렇게 까칠했다는
So she
거야?
was always that spiteful?
아니요.
Spiteful? No,
예전에도
no.
다른
Shi-chan has
형제들보다
always been,
저를 더
and
잘
still is,
따랐거든요.
my most amicable
Shi-chan.
sibling. I mean, if that's the bar. I must ask, do I have cause to believe that I may have misheard? Still is? Was it?
맞아요.
Yes.
저것이.
That was. His sang expression grew into a complicated mass of emotions as he looked to the ground, unable to speak further. Looks like they're holding some kind of meeting in there. Oh yeah, the light turned on.
이제 저희도 들어가야
We should
할것
probably
같아요.
join them. I looked to where Sinclair was pointing at, and I saw a line of fixers walking into what appeared to be a makeshift command tent. Yeah, we should. The day of the library, on some books of this company, there is right, variable wide. Gregor X Yoshu is perfect. Indeed. I will always remember their face-off on Hell's Chicken. Or Hell's Kitchen, sorry. I always call it chicken. Which still would be kinda correct. Okay. Of the immensely devastating duel in which our Fixer and the Sink battled. Oh god. And I cannot even use her IDs? Cannot be edited. Okay.
내가 나설 차례인가?
Oh god. If we're fighting with Don Quixote alone, this is not gonna be funny. Hmm. Oh boy, here we go. Nice little fun solo. Let's go. Who are those people accompanying Vergilius and Karen?
반가워서 열심히 손을
Damn, not even a
들었는데
wave
아주
back, huh?
좋아하네.
No, this wasn't about Vergilius. Don Quixote, who stood next to me, was very gradually starting to hyperventilate. You okay, Don Quixote?
비정상적인 호흡
The gradual
수준이
acceleration of her breathing patterns were first observed 10 minutes ago. I did not report it, as it posed no real risk to her health and well-being.
호흡을 끝내는
I know a
법을
good way of
잘
dealing with the
알고
case of hyperventilation. Ryoshu regarded at me with a look that clearly and concisely communicated that she wanted to choke out Don Quixote. I tried my best to look away. Ugh. Ugh. You know, if people don't know the context, this could be deemed a little, you know, perverted. Ismail sighed and stepped forward, sensing that Ryoshi was about to do something we would rather not have her to. I can't tell what's going on. Got fixers from the Hen
하나의
Association.
해결사인가 보네요.
The Hen Association is the one that's overseeing all the fixer activities, right? Sorry. I guess all the times Don Quixote went on impromptu fixer-related lectures weren't all for naught. I never paid much attention to it, but once you hear something enough times, those lectures just have a way of lodging themselves into your brain. A fixer from the Hen Association? Oh, okay. I like the style. Wait, haven't I seen her before? Oh, I feel like I've seen this person before. The name alone clearly carried a lot of weight among the other fixers. As the Hen Association fixer dressed up in pure white walked into the room, they all slowly turned around to gaze upon her.
붉은 시선도?
The red gaze too?
세상에
Holy crap, I call a fixer here?
주목을 받는 게
Hey, looks like we've got another superstar here. Virgilius, who had somehow grown used to staying after such a long period of traveling together, was commanding the attention of everyone in the room merely by his presence. That reminds me, I heard that Don Quixote was overwhelmed by sheer excitement when she saw Virgilius on the bus. I'm pretty sure she was on the verge of passing out from the sheer joy of getting to work next to a color fixer.
이게 당연한 반응입니다.
I guess this was to be expected. Virgilius is one of the very few fixers who has the honor of getting bestowed with the title of a collar.
다들 보고 있어?
Chat, are you seeing this? Crazy, right? Look, that's none other than the collar fixer Red Gaze himself in the flash. This is no mere backwaters backstreet operation we're talking about. Remember at my pre-game stream, I showed you guys that this had to be more than an urban nightmare. Oh, you're worried about me, guys? Listen, all I need you is your support to the youngster these days. Between Camille's non-stop jabbering and Otis' tongue clicking in even 3-second intervals, I wasn't sure which one of the two was more annoying. Thankfully, we weren't the only ones getting increasingly tired of Camille's antics. From this point onward, any recording activity, save for official work-related recordings, with prior authorization from the Hen Association will no longer be permitted. Should you be caught in violating this decree, the Fixer Association will be levying penalties points to your name. And we, who gathered here, must be aware of the consequences of accumulating too many penalty points. Fixer license suspension, grade demotion. Well, chat, seems like the curtain calls for tonight's show. I'll give them a valorous, noble fight, and we'll see you guys next time. Oh, and don't forget about casting your votes for the Fixer I Want to Have Dinner With context. It closes at midnight. Guys, that's awesome. Okay, if I was a Fixer, I would probably be doing what Camille is doing, a little less obnoxiously. This is the first appearance, however, she does look like Kim Ji-hoon's VTuber model. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe it's someone else. I don't know. I'm crazy. The Hana Fixer's code declaration fell upon Camille and the Fixers inside the command tent like a heavy layer of snow. They all began hurriedly fidgeting with their devices, trying to put them back into their respective cases and bags. Guys, hide your phones! Serves them right. You there, the woman with the apparently dislocated jaw appears to be part of your group. Is she alright? The Fixer from the Hen Association acts in another reaction, glancing at Don Quixote. Don't mind her, it's easier that way. Soon, a P-Corp employee walked in front of the Fixers. Right, round 4 against La Mancha, huh? I'm very glad to be here. Happy to see you all. Or someone who's very happy to see us. He didn't so much as glance up in our direction. Hana not looking strong like other associations. They should be strong, right? Because they are the ones that actually controls the Fixer. They are the people that decree that say that something is urban whatever. So they should be very strong. Well, As far as I'm concerned, Hana is the strongest. Yes. I said that even before while looking at Moses. But yeah, if you have someone kind of managing a whole group of people, you need to be stronger than them. That's just how it goes. It's like the Hunter Association in Hunter x Hunter. Netero was the strongest. That's why the Hunter Association could control all the other hunters. Nice, nice. I think I'm getting I'm kind of getting where Asius is coming from. Probably the fight against the Hun Association in Library of Ruina might be very easy. That's why they're trying to say. But I feel like that's not all that the Hun Association has for it, you know? I feel like there's someone very strong with them. For sure. I am Class C Documentation Staff Manager at P Corp Archival Department. My name is Alessio. And she is Hanu. So, Head Manager Cesara isn't here to brief us herself. Not willing to dirty her boots by coming all the way here, I see. Right then, let's get on the briefing, shall we? As we are all standing here and sharing our predictions, the employee, who introduced himself as Alessio, started loading up various images on the monitor. Oh, mate, do you really gotta go through all this bureaucracy? The briefing is yet to even commence, however. He clearly lets a loud, exaggerated yawn, and the reproachful glares of the other fixers were so palpable that I could almost feel them prickling at my skin. Can we pretend we don't know him? Actually, if we just pretend we don't know all the people from our group that do stupid shit, we're gonna be ignoring half of the sinners. Huh. It makes me feel like I'm something of a fixer myself, sitting here with all these people. Huh. Executive manager, I have been a leader of numerous operations that would dwarf this little skirmish. Numerous? I wanted to hear more about her story, but the mission briefing was actually getting started. I decided to table my curiosity until later. Right, again, we're always putting back on whatever Otis has going on, but never enough so we can actually go too much in depth. Yeah, I think someone mentioned that the agents from LobCorp are pretty strong because of their egos and ego gifts and stuff. The only way, that the sinners can get to the point where they are strong enough to defeat someone from LobCorp, like a higher up of LobCorp, would be during like a mirror dungeon. Like after getting a lot of ego gifts, then they might have a chance. But yeah, a normal higher up from LobCorp probably can defeat. But okay, let me say something. A lot of people can solo the Limbus crew. Let's be honest. The Limbus crew could be soloed by a lot of people. Anyone can keep ego. Agents who had gear they resonate well with would be significantly stronger, while at risk of corrosion. As seen as Don Quixote and Rodeo's magical grow gears. Yes. Bong solos the Limbus crew. For sure. No doubt. Very easily, actually. Welcome back, Socially Critter. In strength only, you have to factor in skills as well. Yeah, but the amount of egos just really overpower. Again, the Limbus group can only do it if they were doing like a mirror dungeon. So they also had like ego gifts. Let's go. La Manchaland, which will manifest here within the next 3 hours, is an officially recognized urban nightmare class phenomenon. Dozens of fixers have attempted and failed to take it down. We will now hold a moment of silence for his victims. Also, welcome back, Cecily Critter. Thanks for joining us again. Don Quixote immediately cast her gaze downward with a graven expression, but I could count with my 10 fingers the number of people who seemed to be taking it even remotely seriously. Some fixers mutter among themselves that the victims were just fools who were in over their heads. Even I, with my endless naivete, could tell that none of the fixers really considered them victims. A light buzz of murmurs and idle chatters fills the silence. A lot of boredom clear on the fixer's face, as though they've heard it all before. Now, okay, let me take a print screen of this. We have Don Quixote. Paid attention to this. That's it. Oh, Otis is also paying attention to it. And we have the Paula here from the Zwei Association also paying attention to it. The rest is debatable. Several low-resolution images began to load on the display. JPEGs. A big JPEG of a circus. Of like a theme park. And some vampires. This is speculated to be the origin of La Mancha Land. It dates back 200 years in the past, by a conservative estimation. This has been determined based on the photographic evidence and the level of decay of the buildings and materials retrieved and analyzed from the phenomenon. However, La Mancha Land was largely unknown and invisible to the public until 2 months ago. And the raw material that makes up this amusement park is... We know all this already, just get on with it. P Corp has the responsibility to share sufficient information to all participants of this mission. Come on, dude, you're gonna be a heckler in this? And like I said, we all have more than sufficient information. Got that? Let's stop wasting time. And again, this is actually, I think everybody here besides us, the sinners, have enough information. I think we are the only ones that can actually get something out of this presentation. You seem to be under a rather severe misconception. Of course, I'm sure of my present company are consummate professionals with a skill and grit most people wouldn't dare scoff at. I like that double huh. But the truth is, most of you are fodder. Common as muck, painfully average, garden variety, bargain bin fixers who are most likely going to meet their dirt-filled miserable ends while stuck on urban nightmare duty their whole careers. Woo! Come on, Hanu! Dude, that was probably the sickest burn of this game so far. This woman here just called all of them garbage, basically. But she used many more words. Calling them garbage would be the polite way to go. Let me repeat. She called them common as muck, painfully average, garden variety, bargain bin fixers who are most likely going to meet their dirt-filled miserable ends while stuck on urban nightmare duty their whole careers. Dude, this is beauty. I have so much respect to Hanul right now. This is awesome. And she's completely right. All of these are all second-rated characters, including herself. She's just not aware of it. Most of you will fall by the wayside before the spell leads to you anywhere of even passing significance, let alone joining the ranks of grade 1 fixers like myself. She's just saying, I'm too good for all of you. You're pieces of shit. Shut the fuck up. I have been brought to tears by the sheer level of disrespect. This is gorgeous. Wow, it's an urban nightmare. They don't expect much, right? But still, Hanu here, that's so mad respect to Hanu. Some may wanna, maybe one or two of you may make it to grade 1, sure, but I can guarantee that you won't even dare dream of getting anywhere near the Red Gaze's greatness. I mean, now she decided to suck Virgilius' dick for a second. She pulled Virgilius' pants down, did a little licky, and then put it back. Maybe your best will be honor of dying next to him. Well, lucky for us, we did that already many times. We are very honored. Because we already died next to Virgilius, probably many times. Feeding the disparity between yourselves and those who were at the top of the city. The grade on the fixer's face quickly faded away as the boisterous fixer fell dead silent. Urban Nightmare isn't the type to attract the strong, right? Blimey, so that the Hana fixer is almost right up there with the guide, eh? Or at least somewhere right beneath his level. Yeah, probably beneath his level still. Yeah, the Red Gaze shouldn't be outdone by a mere grade 1 fixer. So, know your places and pay attention to the briefing. Thank you for your cooperation. Now, let's see. The reason for Lamanchaland's sudden appearance here is yet to be explained. Though, its influence is still confined to the back streets, the uniqueness of Lamanchaland possesses a tangible threat to P-Corp merely by its existence. Yeah, totally, dude. The local housing market hit rock bottom and continued to crash, didn't it? Fixers from earlier, the one who tried to stop us from entering the scene before scudding away, slowly slided up to us and began shutting us up. Most of us ignored him, but Hong Lu responds to him in a kindly voice. Is that right? Yeah, it was insane when the thing showed up here for the first time. It appeared in the middle of the dense population center. It was like two hells in one. All that screaming, all the blood, and two hells in one, what a beautiful phrasing. Well, P-Corp buildings are well known for their elasticity, so while they all got bent along the newly manifested phenomenon, they didn't like crumble or anything. Anyways, when Lamanchaland suddenly appeared there, pulsing and pushing away all the buildings that used to be there, people got crushed and a bunch of buildings got bent. So the buildings are rubber in nature? That's crazy. There were really a lot of survivors for something so devastating, all thanks to P-Corp's singularity, which kept the people inside the building safe. They set up a 3-kilometer radius buffer zone to limit any construction in the area where it manifests, but just 3 kilometers? Buildings utilizing P-Corp's singularity have a very high level of elasticity, meaning that the buildings made used by technology are very unlikely to collapse or fall apart in response to shock. It is probable that they have decided that it would be safe enough to let the periphery of Lamanchaland slightly overlap with the residential zone. Well, you know what they say, P-Corp can make a safe home anywhere. So imagine the shock when all that disaster happened. Their only claim to fame crumbled, the fate of their technology growing shaky. Get it? Shaky? Building crumbling? No wonder the real estate market crashed through the rock bottom around here. Okay, makes sense. Because so, if their whole gimmick is that they can make buildings safe because all of it is kind of elastic, and something like this happened, kind of puts into perspective that people can still be, you know, crushed inside the buildings, even if they are elastic themselves. I mean, it was so bad that the local banded together and stormed La Mancha Land, pickets and all. So that's what those banners were about, huh? As you can all see, La Mancha Land presents itself as an extravagantly decorated amusement park. One of the most commonly heard testimonies from the report states there is an 8-kilometer range radius from the epicenter in which people have been hearing and disembodied music of sorts. Several curious civilians drawn by the music approached it. Most of them are yet to return. It is possible that the music holds hypnogenic qualities. Welcome back, Borbed. We are getting the brief about La Mancha Land. That is indeed a possibility we won't be rolling out. Too many visitors have ignored the obvious warning signs and perimeter tapes to call it a coincidence. Possibly erring on the side of caution, we and the relevant individuals will be equipping ourselves with earplugs. What must be done once this La Mancha Land materializes? Once you enter this perimeter, you will have to ready yourselves for imminent combat. There aren't any kind of PROs giving away balloons, no amusement park employees popping up popcorn, no staff members greeting you with a welcome song. Only blood fiends. Oh, blood fiends? They're real? Haven't you heard about the Blood Red Knight, the infamous start of the city? Some people say that the Blood Red Knight was actually a really powerful blood fiend. Yeah, and people say a lot of stuff. You know how rumors spread in the city. I bet it wasn't anything too crazy once you got down to it. Ha, rumors. You never know how resilient, how devastatingly powerful and stubborn the Blood Red Knight was. You ignorant muses do not have the right to talk about that thing so lightly. Yes, the only thing you find in there are blood bags and blood fiends that turn them sharpening their fangs to fuel their ravenous hunger with your blood. Oh, here's the detail I was going to share earlier before I was cut off. The raw material that makes up every structure within La Mancha Land is human blood. Human blood dating back to over 200 years in the past. So the blood fiends can shape blood into anything. Cool. Blood fiends that can make amusement parks out of blood? Oh, now I'm looking forward to this. It is only blood fiends we'll find in there. I'm sure they'll waste no time making mincemeat out of the greenhorns. Is that how all fixers talk? The way that the guy's talking about blood fiends reminds me of how Ishii used to talk about the Great Lake. Hey, you can't blame us for being on edge all the time when the smallest mistake could cost us our lives. Not to mention how irritating it is when others, who don't even understand the dangers, are dozing off like there's no tomorrow. Didn't doze off. I didn't doze. Thanks to some sod who's been constantly stepping on my foot. What a nice weather today, huh? It was Sinclair who was stepping on his foot, and rather forcibly behest of Ismail, but I held my silence. The last thing I wanted was to have the two of them bickering again. Anyway, if you manage to survive the 6 hours within La Mancha Land, the music announcement, the closure of the park will start playing. We were able to cross-reference this fact from testimonies of every fixer and civilian who managed to make it out alive. Once the exit song starts playing, you will have 30 minutes to exit La Mancha Land. Should you fail to do so, you'll be trapped inside La Mancha Land until it manifests here again, effectively putting you in an endless battle against the blood fiends. Blood basically being fueled for a blood fiend sounds very familiar to me. Right? If you know, you know. Nobody gets your niche reference board. Pick it up. Hello, Sparta. Thanks for joining us. Hell is full. Yeah, hell is full. If anyone even survives that long.
특정 놀이기구엔
There also were eyewitness reports where some fixers identified missing people aboard certain amusement park rides, but that's not an important detail for those who were present. Based on testimonies and reports from the survivors, we have been able to establish a map of La Mancha Land, comprised of 4 separate areas. No one has yet to make it to the final area, which is located here. However, we were able to identify that a certain device in each area, Area 1, 2, and 3 respectively, had to be deactivated first in order to unlock the final area. The devices within Area 1 and 2 have been activated in the past, but no one has managed to activate the one in Area 3 just yet.
좋아.
Understood. I suppose we should beeline into Area 3 to save some time then. No, it appears the devices reset when La Mancha Land disappears. In other words, we will have to divide and conquer, team up with other fixers, choose an area to tackle. That makes sense. If everybody just focus on an area, we can just open them up really quickly. I see. Split up, activate our respective devices, and rendezvous at the final area. Assuming that every team successfully activates the device they're responsible for. Correct. We suspect that the key to solving La Mancha Land problem lies within its final area. Is there something you'd like to share? Isn't it funny that we have to go activate some kind of device in each section of La Mancha Land to unlock the final area? Kinda like a game, isn't it? Like they are giving those who dare to challenge the mind of La Mancha Land stages to beat conditions to fulfill. How should we know that the Blood Fiends are thinking? Those monsters are born twisted. Hana, we have something we'd like to confirm. The Zwei Association is here to rescue our client, not for eradication reward. Don't you mean the Zwei and the Sink? Don't leave me out. Therefore, the Zwei and the Sink have no reason to enter the 3 areas to activate those devices. I suppose you could take over from here for the sake of accuracy. Oh, sure. Right, I'm sure you all have your own reasons for being here, yes? Therefore, we at B Corp set up an eradication dividend fund, which means that we'll be giving out the reward money based on how much you have contributed to the eradication of La Mancha Land. Assuming a successful outcome, that is. If your goal isn't the eradication of La Mancha Land, then feel free to roam on your own to fulfill your respective contracts. As long as you acknowledge that you won't be receiving any payout from the fund upon the successful completion of this expedition, you are free to do as you will. However, we would also like to request that you submit a copy of the contract so that we are aware of its details. Understood. I will hand it over as soon as the meeting adjourns. Speaking of which, I'd like to take this opportunity to declare something. If you, and I mean any of you, intend to ride our coattails to appeal for more of that reward than you deserve, I will hunt you down to. Got that? Okay, this guy talks a lot. Like he is some big deal. Ladies and gents, I can attest that he isn't one of the empty threats. Can promise I'll be able to stop him. He sure is intense. I understand that a lot of money hinges on this contract. However, remember that our primary objective remains to minimize casualties and to prevent further disappearances. Leave some of the selfishness behind and cooperate for the greater good. Fine, I'll cooperate. If that's even possible. To the hunt. The wild hunt. The hunter fixer did not contradict him. She was the kind of person who wouldn't hesitate to put her foot down. She could have easily forced us to cooperating, but it seemed that she wouldn't keep us from infighting if it didn't come to that. Don Quixote was the only one passionately nodding along to her advice. So, who's going with who? And to which area? Chi-Chun, Honglu's little sister, who'd been listening quietly to the briefing, raised her hand with a question. You'll be assigned to teams in areas based on our internal data analysis of your individual capabilities, potential, and alignment. So we should probably avoid overcrowding, huh? Such as settling our group of dozen or so people, for example.
너무 많은 인원이
We intend to avoid bottlenecking too many people in the same area. She's not hiding her disdain at all, huh?
딱히
Well, it is not like we
저쪽에서도
wanted her to
같이
tag
놀고
along.
싶었던 건 아니지만.
If there are no further questions, I'll be assigning you all to teams and area pairs. By the way, can we remember that this was supposed to be a solo fight with Don Quixote? This feels this feels one of the longest. Like, I'm having fun with all the exposition of how everything works and everything, but probably because I talk too much, this feels like an hour-long session. Hold! Okay, I think I said too early. Every single fixer in the room whipped around to look at Don Quixote, her bellowing roar. Perhaps it was the sheer fervor in her voice, or perhaps they were simply annoyed by her asking the one last question when a boring briefing was almost over. Oh, please, don't tell me this is actually happening.
흥청이 아니라
Oh, oi, it actually woke me up this time. No, this might be the best time to go back to sleep, but no, I'm not bored at all. I'm actually having fun. I'm just realizing that this was supposed to be a fighting stage, and it didn't happen yet. And I was like, okay, we should have resulted in a summary execution back in the day. Okay, and the question is, yeah, because like at some point I forgot that this was supposed to be a fight, and then I start to remind myself, hey, damn, this was supposed to be a fight, wasn't it? Kind of long. Like I appreciate the exposition. Pretty long. Hark! It appears that the information of the greatest import is missing from thy briefing. Don Quixote, I feel like this is almost 40 minutes of exposition. How is someone missing? How is something missing? Like, I felt like we said everything. But let's go. What's missing? It is, a moment, please. Unless you begin flipping through the briefing flustered. I think I missed the, Alessio here, I think I missed one of the slides. When shall the rescue operation for the victims of this terrible amusement park commence? Oh god. I believe that the operation of such a grand scale may be difficult to accomplish with only the help of sirs and ladies from the Zwei the Sink Association. Hey, is that like a character you're playing or something? Oh god. I'm so sad. Because like, I appreciate what she's doing. She's focusing on all the people they're missing, but at the same time, she should have known. That's not mainstream at all. I like it. Though I gotta say, playing a character is a bit of old-fashioned. At least I know that my viewers won't enjoy something like that. It appears that there has been a misunderstanding. Our contract has nothing to do with rescuing the visitors, let alone all of them. Our contract is search and rescue operation for a specific visitor requested to us by our client. Then whoever shall make up the rescue party for the rest of its victims. Huh, is she for real? Where does idiots come from? Dude, let me see. Unless you have been specifically contracted to rescue someone, I recommend that you peruse the missing persons flyers for the rewards. Yeah, but the thing is, she's not trying to rescue anybody because of the reward. She just wants to rescue people. But I think that's like, I think nobody here will understand what's happening. No spoilers. Wait, spoilers. Wait, which spoilers? Since I don't know what the spoiler is, I will pretend that I didn't see it. But I believe it was you that said the spoilers, Arshius. Please be mindful of spoilers. Just enjoy what's happening right now without needing to, you know, talk too much of what's still to happen. Yeah, it is not the promise of reward that I desire. So many valiant fixers are all gathered here, yet none taken up the role of a rescuer. Pray thee, fixers of this way, are thou not of this way one of those who call themselves your shield? Yeah, if you pay for it. Yeah, they are shields alright. The iron shields of whoever enters an official contractual agreement with them. Right, Camille is right. B, Yet a fixer mustn't wager their own life on a shallow promise of capital. Pray tell, granted the fixers of associations abandon their honor for greed. Oh. Oh geez, okay, that's enough playing around. Do you even have any idea who you're talking to?
알고 있네 까뮤군. 쉔크 옆에 삼가수소 해결사 월간 잡지에도 꾸준히 게재되는 자. 현재 같이
I am very well aware, young Camille of Sync Association, Section 3. Frequent features of the Fixers Monthly Magazine. Currently, 7 on the Fixers I want to have dinners with contest.
잘 알고 있네.
So you know your... Wait, I'm only 7?
뭐 그건
Well,
그렇고.
that's not important right now.
그래.
If you're so knowledgeable about the Fixers, then I'm sure you know this as well.
우리 쉔크 옆에
That I, as a
있을
fixer
때
for the Sync Association,
당신 입으로
am
나불
not
부르지
one to waste breath on mere words.
정식
When we want to settle something or make a statement,
목숨을 걸고.
we duel. An official duel to the death.
그렇다면 결투에서 이긴다면 본인의 말을 진정으로 들어주는 것인가?
Wilt thou heed mine word, should I best thee in the duel?
뭐?
만약
What?
본인이 승리한다면
Should I best thee in a duel?
본인을 도와
Wilt thou
실종자들을
swear
구출하는
on thine
것을 맹세할 수
honor
있는지.
that thou shalt assist us in the rescue mission for those that have gone missing? But Don Quixote, that's not even our mission. Wait, are you
그럼
seriously
네 말-
challenging me to a?
나한테
이
No,
도쿄태!
I, Don Quixote,
신념에 따라
perforce shall
그대에게
not
결투를
so
신청하겠네!
shall not so lightly forsake my creed. I hereby challenge thee to a duel. Don Quixote, that's not even our goal. The things were quickly starting to spiral out of control. Almost panicking, I glanced towards Vergilius. But I couldn't read his expression. He was simply staring at us in inscrutable silence. Silence that almost felt like warmth. Somehow I found myself getting more intimidated by this than outright anger. Okay then, I'll end the briefing here.
브리핑은 이걸로 마치는 걸로 하겠습니다. 지금까지의 경험상
It can be determined from prior experience that it will be impossible to stop presently developing situation.
동공이 평소보다 확장돼
Pupils dilated, brows furrowed, and a steep angle. Clear refusal to heed any external input, or attempts to coax her will not be met with any meaningful response. So she's lost it.
단테,
I neglect to mention this earlier at the empty lot Dante on account of the lack of prying eyes.
지금처럼 해결사가
I recommend
시선을
against
상황에서
turning our clock when the eyes of the fixers participating in this case are watching us intently,
추천드리지
especially
않습니다.
for a duel on which is very little benefit to be gained.
또한 다른
This
세계의
includes
인격을
summoning identities from different worlds or the use of ego. Okay, that's why we cannot change her identity. Well, yeah, but it's not like we won't be using them once we get inside, right? I don't see what's wrong with. Just as I was trying to convince False otherwise, Don Quixote stepped in and resolute shook her head.
아니,
Nay,
필요 없으니
worry
걱정
not.
마시게.
This is an unnecessary crutch. What, seriously?
쉔크 협회의 결투는
A
정정
duel against a
당당해야
member
한다.
of the Sync Association
처음부터
must be
본인은
fair and
신성한
just.
결투에
Never did I intend to
자신의
borrow
힘을
thy
빌릴
strength,
생각은
Manager
없었다네.
Esquire, for this hallowed battle of mine. Fine. Sucks that I don't have my fans here to watch me wipe the floor with you, but I'm sure someone here will spread the story by word of mouth. I won't show my gauntlet out of pity. And guard, Petit Neville. Okay, let's go. Alcius,
저희에게도
Are you
이런
just
일을
saying
베풀어
things
주시다니
randomly?
마음씨가 넓은 분이실까요? 아,
Because
실수로
sometimes
주셨더라도
I feel like people
상관없어요.
start to just
한번
say
뵙고
random
나선
things.
낯선
at some point.
분위기랍니다.
Like there's no coherence anymore on the messages. They're just sending messages. Oh, I'm just guessing if you wanna relay some information, or you're just saying things.
비록 함께 전장에 나서는 건 아니지만 저희를 이끌어주는 건
Okay,
단테님만
let's
할수
see.
있는 일이에요.
Okay,
이번에도
things
분명
are not good.
원하시는 길로 저희를 잘 이끌어 주시겠죠?
Um. Let me try this. Yeah. I think dodging is not gonna be a thing, but he can dodge,
저희를 이끌어주는 건
so I gotta
남편만이
offset it.
쓰는 일이에요. 이번에도 분명 원하시는 길로 저희를 잘 이끌어 주시겠죠?
Everything is struggling. Yeah, I don't think this is the one that she can win.
출진이다.
Every solo, the first is evade. You need only one evade. Yeah, yeah. I was not expecting that she would be able to win. Yeah, sorry, Don Quixote. This is but a light wound.
상처로는
Thou art sorely mistaken. If thou truly believest that such bigger wound could... that was definitely more than just a light wound. It was outright crippling, if not fatal. Camille wasn't all talk after all. He moved at an impressive speed and precision, living up to his boasts. I couldn't bear to look at Don Quixote with Don Quixote squirming in pain, but turning the clock here would leave an even greater wound in her heart.
아직
This is not the end. What a waste of my blade. I'd rather not have others hear of this duel. They'll think I'm bullying some poor amateur.
그만해라. 까미.
That's enough, Camille. It's no crime to wish for the safety of all victims. Yeah, but her attitude needs correction. Spouting nonsense like that, not knowing who she's talking to, fixers this, honor that, justice, and doesn't she know that that's all just...
소라는
That's
여기까지
enough
하도록
shenanigans. That's not waste our strengths before even stepping foot into La Mancha Land.
피하고 싶군. 더 이상
Yeah, you cannot
힘겨루기를
beat this.
이어간다면
Cause further trouble, and I got a gist of it, just because she cannot clash it. She simply cannot clash with it, and she cannot dodge his attacks because of how high he rolls. So yeah, there's no chance that she can win. I was just trying to see if I could at least stagger. But yeah. La Mancha Land ETA is approximately 1 hour. After an hour from now, the phenomenon may appear at any moment. Please remain in close proximity to your teams in case of emergency. The momentary kerfuffle came to a close thanks to the Hun Association's intervention. Ugh. And only silence and occasional groans of pain from Don Quixote filled the empty lot. Let's get back inside. I can turn my clock in front of so many people. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Don Quixote. But again, it's tough.
아직 끝나지 않았다.
Victory. Yeah, victory for sure. Of the excellent dialogue in which our exceptional informant LCD department has passed intel to us in our second communication.
주변 구경이라도 가볼까?
Well, does anybody want to take a quick stroll around the empty lot while we wait? While nervously looking around the room, Rhodia tried to leave the tent, but Vergilius stopped her. No, stay. I have something to share. Oh, come on. Would you give her a moment? At least until the mission's over with. I know the last really botched this time, but nothing came out of it in the end, did it? The company has some exclusive information they would like to share with you. That is the only reason I ask you to stay. Sir, Lord, Redgaze earlier, what I had done, I wouldn't hold it against you, so be quiet and pay attention. Oh, Redgaze, illustrious, I swear to pledge my undying loyalty to thee. Vergilius produced a small tablet and began loading something up on its screen. The one who will now brief us of this exclusive intelligence cannot be with us in person. due to personal reasons.
불가피하게
She wanted me to tell you that she regrets having to deliver the information remotely via this device. Hello, 1, 2, testing. Am I coming through? Didn't the Hannah Pictures ban any unauthorized recording of video feeds earlier?
물론
Of course, but we received prior authorization.
뿐만 아니라
Besides, P Corp is already
이전 세상
recording the
모든
conversations of every
참가자의
participant in this mission.
B사에서 녹음하고 있지.
그 정도면 녹음이 아니라
That
대충
just sounds like a roundabout way of saying they've got us all bugged. Wait, is this Moses? Crazy. And by the way, something completely out of focus of the story. Astilius Revivido. Are you Jeff? Because Jeff tends to change their name in everywhere all the time. So you're probably Jeff, just because of the comment. Oh, just a curiosity, more than anything else. But curious. This just sounds like a roundabout way of saying that they got us all bugged.
물론
Of course, the authorization was not free. We had to convince them that the information would be pertinent to capturing the entity of the origin of Lamanchaland.
정보라는 것을 설득해야 했지.
LCD on site investigative reasoning team leader Moses here. I've been studying and investigating the distortion phenomenon for a long time, and yep, that's her. That reminds me, we didn't have a quick call with someone from the LCD back then. She had a pretty bubbly personality. I think her name was...
나도 있어 나도. 오랜만.
Oh, hey, it's me again, Ezra. Been a while.
너희
Hunting bloodfins this time, huh? Don't tell me we're about to jump headfirst into that business without even asking the
그냥 갈 셈이 없어.
I mean, our team leader. I'm telling her now. She used to bust plenty of bloodfiends' heads back in the day.
말씀 좀 해주세요.
We tell him how he used to whoop and boss. You go shh, and that smoking pipe, and went wow wow, and well, yes, I do have some experience with investigating and battling blood fiends. I've met one of the blood fiends elders, known as the First Kindreds. Wait, one of the First Kindreds?
제1권속이면 저번에
Let's see. The one we fought last time was the Sickest Kindred, and a Seventh Kindred. Well, I don't want to waste your time by taking your ears off about what happened that day, so I'll go straight to the point. Thank you! Didst thou say the First Kindred? Of course not. Yeah, 'cause she wasn't easy on him, I tell ya. No, the blood fiends took mercy on me. Our meeting wasn't as bloody as the scene you might be imagining at the moment. In fact, she was generous enough to give me a place to sit, and we even had a moment to converse.
뭐? 혈기놈이
What, the blood
몰래줬다고?
fiends gave you a seat?
그걸 믿으라고
You
하는
expect me
소리야?
to believe that shite?
야마.
Hey, rude. You do not talk to our team leader like that, capiche? I do understand that the public perception of the blood fiends is far from amicable, but I do know that at least some of them, including the elder and Matt, wish for a peaceful coexistence with the humans. Oh, nice. I will check later. Back then, I used to be able to state with absolute certainty that the blood fiends weren't special, that they were no different from the distortions I'd faced in the past. Those wells of blood splashing inside their pupils were more evident. But when I shared this thought with the elder, she did not confirm nor deny my assertions. But now, I would like to make a correction to my prior theory. Blood fiends cannot be explained only through the simple lens of viewing them as distortions. Their essence is similar to other distortion, yes. However, we eventually drew the conclusion that the blood fiends cannot be filled under that category. Our attempts to resolve a blood fiend as one does a distortion failed. Studies in their true origin are currently underway. Yes, Moses, it's you!
일반적으로 알려지지
If
않은
your
정보를
team is looking
우리에게
into the
제공할 수
blood
있다는
fiends, I
뜻이야.
suppose you have some publicly unavailable information to share with the rest of us? Yes, I suppose. We do. I noticed on the video feed that Moses intently, yet briefly, stared at Otis before continuing with her briefing. Maybe they knew each other from somewhere? Which brings us to this. The following is what we learn about kindreds of true blood fiends. Those in the same vein as one you've already encountered. I'm not talking about the ones that manifest as distortions after the White Nights and Dark Days incident, mind. It is said that the primogenitor, the very first blood fiend, wielded imaginable power and could embrace countless humans and turn them into their kindreds. However, starting from the kindreds of the first generation after the primogenitor, which are referred as the first kindreds, they were restricted to creating only two kindreds of the lower generation in their long existences. Something about how they can't just create families willy-nilly, or something like that. I drew this chart, by the way. Not half bad, huh? Yeah, I think the cassette guy was pretty disappointed by choosing Sasha as his kindred. Pulse finds the inaccuracies in your statement difficult to correct due to their egregious nature. When a blood fiend of a higher generation creates a lower generation kindred, the one that embraces them is called the higher kindred, while the one that's been embraced is called the lower kindred. It's often the case that the kindreds higher up the bloodstream wield a much greater power than the ones beneath them. Yeah, makes sense. The whole thing is getting diluted and diluted, and they get weaker and weaker. You started your sentence with the conditional, it is often the case. Therefore, it can be interpreted as a statement that there are cases in which such is not the case. Yeah, it's a Vampire the Masquerade. But if the vampires on Vampire the Masquerade weren't afraid of doing a full masquerade, or open masquerade, broken masquerade, I forgot the term that they use whenever they reveal themselves to people that are not vampires. You're right on the money. Just like how each distortion is different, blood fiends are also different in ways that our team leader will explain. Yes, each blood fiend's power is idiosyncrasies often varies depending on the higher blood fiend's abilities. However, it is usually impossible for the lower blood fiends to revolt against someone higher up on the bloodstream. While there is no physical barrier stopping them, there is an intense psychological barrier preventing them from doing so.
부모 자식처럼 말인가?
How am I at number 2? I barely write. Again, don't think about it. It is full of lore. It makes me feel like sleeping in some way. It's Moses. I love lore. Like, I think whenever people are talking about lore, is more interesting than just normal conversation between people. Like a parent and their child, huh? Yes, like parents and their children, considering that they even call one another with familiar terms such as father, mother, and child, is no mere metaphor. That is why they call such acts of revolt, going against the bloodstream, filial impiety, which is what Don Quixote told Cassetti whenever he bit her. Just as how blood becomes their axis of value judgment, so this idea of the inviolable, that word, relationship between family members, get imprinted on the core of their very being. Upon being turned, blood fiends experience the extreme level of twist in their moral judgment. And that's why the blood bags who are at the bottom rung on the family tree, blood bags are a different story. Blood fiends and blood bags are the furthest true groups of beings could be from a family. Drags that fail to become kindreds to blood fiends, they are quite literally portable bags of blood to replenish themselves at times of need. Detective, I mean, team leader, you should mention this too. You know, when I snapped their necks and smashed their right into water. Yes, blood fiends have an irrationally extreme fear of water. Water doesn't physically harm them, but every blood fiend I have seen thus far has been afraid of it. Yeah, so and some old European vampires couldn't cross running water or something like that.
뭐라?
Huh, sounds like an easy solution then. Can we just spray them with water and keep him off of our backs? Since you're about to visit their den that's crawling with blood fiends, good luck finding even a drop of water in there. Oh, and I was informed that one of you can sense a distortion. I learned this through unofficial channels, but I still wish to share. Huh. Glad to know there's someone else out there who understands this particular sensation. I'd very much like to meet you in person one day. Oh! So we're kindred. Real shame we can't be there to see it for ourselves. Are there any famous fixers there? I heard earlier that the stupid Camille kid will be there too. Kick his ass for me, won't ya? I tried to pull a prank on him, but he bastard banned me from the chat. Yeah, we had an opportunity to kick his ass already, and we kind of failed. Well, he already kicked one of our asses. Oh, Vespa, come on, I told you to hold the line. It appears that they are partaking in quite the activity themselves. I think we can end the call here, Moses. Very well. Got any last words of advice? Any last words? I once heard the story of some kindreds higher up of the bloodstream have overcome their fear of water. Blood eventually does get thicker than water after all. Now, let's see if there's anything I left out. I must advise you against underestimating their bloodlust, because no matter how hungry for blood you think they are, they will be worse. What's that supposed to mean? With their last words, which left us wondering what they were supposed to mean, the call dropped. Could be something like a shark. Whenever you're bleeding, they might detect you. What? I recall only recently using my Vordos to send a box of crackers its way. Damn it. Bum 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 bum. In which they discuss the merry oaths of the bus driver and the manager concerning amusement parks. But I'm happy that we were able to meet the famous Moses. We have about 30 minutes until La Manchaland manifests. We each decide to use this opportunity to gather ourselves. Meanwhile, I had something I wanted to ask Vergilius before we left. But for that I need... Anybody seen False around? Not in a while. What is it, Dante? I'm sure I can help. I wanted to ask False to relay my words to Vergilius, but I wasn't sure where she was. Fortunately, Honlu was still here with me and noticed me looking around. I decided to ask for his help. 30 minutes, Dante. I always have so many questions floating around in my head, but whenever I stand in front of this man, my brain seems to decide to forget them all. Why didn't you stop her earlier, Vergilius? Earlier, when Don Quixote challenged Camille to a duel. You needed a translator. Dante asked why you didn't stop the fight earlier. So that's your look of reproach. I see. As you must be well aware by now, the Cinco Association often chooses duels as a means of resolving conflicts. But they are also well known for letting bygones be bygones when the conflict in question has been resolved through a duel. Perhaps a lasting memory of some ancient chivalric virtues has been pounded into their bones. I see, so picking a fight with a fixer from any other association or office might have caused a real problem for us. But the nature of the sink made this a pretty safe altercation, huh? Stopping Don Quixote from challenging that fixer to a duel would have only exacerbated the situation. Besides, Virgilius gave a long pause.
3번 수감자도
It is
이제
about time
정신을 차려야
our
할
third
시간이기
sinner woke
때문에
up.
어라? 돈키호테
Weird.
씨는
Isn't
저희
Dokate the
중에서
most
가장
lucid
정신을 차리고 계시는 분
one out of all
아니었나요?
of us? Hong Lu's interjection was so sudden and random that I wondered for a moment if he thought we were talking about someone else. What do you mean? But Hong Lu did not correct himself. He pointed to his eye and continued.
눈이요, 단테님.
Uh,
별처럼 빛나고
Second
있잖아요.
Kindred sent you.
그래서
Thank you so
신기해요.
much for the follow. Really appreciates. Her eyes, Dante, always twinkling like two bright stars. You're so fascinating. Eyes, huh? I noticed that the light in Hong Lu's left eye was growing dimmer, like light fading away as it sinks into the depths of the dark waters. The boy from the ending of the warp train is speak. Hello. The second. Does he know? Do I know what? Oh wait, I have something else I wanted to ask you about. What I really wanted to ask Virgilius about was what happened on that train. But I wasn't sure if I could bring the subject up in front of Hong Lu, especially when Foss wasn't here.
왜 그러신가요,
What's wrong,
단테님?
Dante? You look flustered
안절부절
from some
못하고
reason.
계시는데요?
No need to shiver your clock hand so
기침을 떨어댈 필요는
nervously, Dante.
없습니다. 단테, 열차
You
안에서
don't actually believe I
무슨 일이
wasn't let you in what
일어났는지
happened aboard the train, do
제가
you?
모를 거로 생각하시는 겁니까?
Sounds like Falls kept him updated. Well, then tell me, what was going on with Don Quixote back there? No, I mean, what is she?
돈키호테
They are
씨의
asking
정체가
what
뭐냐고
Don Quixote is.
물으시는데요?
스스로 하라는
Dante, it is
시인은
not a
그걸
wise
당연히
use of your time to ask
그다지
questions to which you can find your own
실용적이지
answers.
못한 그보다 더
Besides,
중요한
there are more
질문이
pressing
있을 테니.
questions you should be asking.
가령
What shall happen with
앞으로
our third
3번
sinner,
수감자가
for example?
어떻게 되느냐.
I get it, it's Don Quixote's turn now. But you're not going to answer the question either, because I'll get the answer anyway, as long as I kept riding the flow of whatever it takes me. Your hands have stopped trembling. I think that's a sign that we have an understanding. Should you ever find yourself growing anxious in La Mancha Land when things start to go awry,
이 말을 떠올리십시오.
remember these words.
앞으로
Henceforth,
어떠한
whatever
상황이
happens,
닥쳐와도 돈 키호테는
Don Quixote will remember the
약속을
promise,
기억하고
Dante.
있을 것입니다.
The promise. Have the stream open on 2 platforms. Oh, thank you. And welcome on the double platforms. I have no idea how the word is supposed to assuage any of my fears. Virgilius isn't the type to waffle on meaninglessly, so I suppose there isn't anything else I can gather from him at the moment. Sometime later, back among the singers at the empty lot. Don Quixote, about what happened earlier.
오늘은 정말
Barely.
대단한
This is
날이지
a
않았나?
marvelous day. Wouldst thou not agree, Manager Esquire? It is?
하나 옆에도 실제로
This
보고
is.
그 싱크의
Today alone I had the joy of spying on Sushi Fixer with my own eyes, the honor of flashing my seals against Sir Camille of Sync, and indeed, Sir Camille was the fixer most righteous and becoming in his live streams. I've not even an ounce of doubt in my mind that the kerfuffle was not but an issue of miscommunication. How did you even access his streams on the bus? Manager Esquire, Fursuit, I am really beginning to feel as though we are tackling contracts worthy of true fixers. To slay the wicked and deliver the innocent from suffering, 'twas my dream of a lifetime indeed. Well, I always try to whenever I'm reading her dialogue. Now, do I do a good job in it? No.
물론
Sir Vigilius will once again insist that our primary quest is to lay our claim upon the Golden Bough. Yet, I shall eradicate La Manchaland, even if it costs us our quest. And mark my words, for I shall rescue its victims as well, every last one of them. I stared in silence as Don Quixote's boasts. I think I saw stars twinkle in her eyes, like Honglu said. Oh, tick-tock. Dante, I've been looking for you, Faust. Because you had business to discuss with Vergilius, it seems. I felt she was accusing me that there wasn't any other reason I'd be looking for her, so I couldn't help but stammer, and probably realize that every time you look for her is probably to talk for Vergilius. Now that I think about it, I don't see her alone with Karen very often. What are you two doing? Performing certain routine procedures with Karen. There is a certain examination procedure we must perform in an interval. What examination procedure? It is mainly consists of a gray matter biofusion normalcy trend test and gray matter response activity level test to electrical stimuli. It is includes several other tests, including external brain pressure variance test, the bloodstream distribution test to verify that the numbers are within the expected range, and I will stop here. Okay, a lot of those stats are focused on the brain. I'm certainly no one to talk, but I once again reminded that Falls isn't very good at talking to people either. Horde passengers are going to amusement park. Amusement park. More fun than bus? I've never been to one myself, but probably? It is said that individuals partaking in activities within an amusement park have, on average, an increased heart rate of 1.5 times their typical range. Why? Because they board the vehicles that are meant to raise their heart rate, and in turn, their level of excitement. It is known that one of the ride's most emblematic of the amusement park experience consists of the following procedure: binding the passengers to the chair of a dropping the vehicle, which often takes in form of a train, from a 100-meter height to ground level within 3 seconds. Sounds like reckless driving. Must be a terrible driver, worse than Karen. Perhaps. She is one to talk, especially when it comes to reckless driving. I'm sure there are other more fun rides, right? Probably? Perhaps. We should go there someday, a Riva amusement park. Make a list of stuff you want to do when you get there. Caron, Dante wants to know what you want to do. When? Where? They were asking about you. Should a day come in which you were allowed to travel with us to locations other than the bus itself? What you would like to do in an amusement park? There was a long pause. Caron's eyes glimmered momentarily as they began to wander elsewhere. Caron wants to eat a candy there. Looks like today is one of those days when everyone gets a twinkle in their eyes. Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna draw you in a maid outfit. Wait. Oh, you're gonna draw their free shoots in a maid outfit? That's cute. Okay. Wherein is concluded the method by which eradication quests of fixers, the brave and the bold, are to be conducted. Yay! Everybody's back.
청소 시간이네요. 버틀러 차원 가방 준비 완료했습니다.
Fixers began gathering one by one at the site. La Mancha Land is beginning to manifest. From what? from the moment of the music began to play, which measures at 1612 hours today, La Mancha Land will be opened until 2212 hours. So, 6 hours? Even when you feel like giving up on yourself, I promise.
그게 다야?
Is that it?
앞으로 어떻게
Well, how will you live on?
고마웠어.
Thank you for everything.
해결사 잡지는
Don't forget those fixtures magazines.
모험을 싫어.
Please, please, I don't want an adventure. Stop, please. I have conceived an idea most ingenious. It is the same phenomenon experienced back at the Great Lake. But these memories are much more fragmented, opaque. The glimpses of Don Quixote I saw were nothing like the person I know, but should I follow this journey to its conclusion? What shall happen with our third sinner, for example? I will understand what all these glimpses of memories mean, like I always have. And we made our way towards La Mancha Land.
여기가
La Mancha Land. This place is
뭔가
pretty spooky, huh?
섬뜩하네요.
I love the whole vibe.
그리고
I smell blood. Well, technically it's all made out of blood, so yeah.
이곳은
We are
수십의
contending with the
실존자들의
phenomenon that has devoured
장소.
dozens of
한심한
fixers.
의미는
Do not let your guards down.
드디어 모습을 드러내는
Here they come, those blood fiend beasts. Whoa, look, survivors! I really could have broken my viewer count record with a dramatic shot like this.
무기를 들고 있고
Weapon in their hands. They are not civilians.
관리자님.
Executive manager.
저자들의 복장.
Isn't there something off about some of their outfits?
보통
Those
저런 고풍스러운
anachronistically
모습을 찾지 않을
antique costumes are quite a novelty these days.
혼자 있기엔 어려워.
I've identified several individuals dressed in clothes. They are difficult to be worn without assistance.
누가 옷을 강제로
Meaning
갈아입혔을
that
수도
maybe there's
있다는
someone in there force a wardrobe change on them. As the murmur along the fixtures began to grow, slowly increasingly and intensity, Alessio shouts from behind the line for us to stop.
아직 접근하시면 안 됩니다.
Hold! Don't approach La Mancha Land yet! We must allow in the first 10 minutes post-manifestation to expel its wastes. Stand behind the line for safety.
누구야?
Who?
어느 사무소야?
Who are they? What outfit are they from?
협회야?
Are they association fixers? Excitement is in the air as the fixers attempt to guess who they are. They are all from the Fire Fist office. I recognize their outfit. They are from our office. Hey, Gregor? I told you, boys. I told you that the boss ladies are going to make it. Even if we're to fail to eradicate contract, if they can make a 15-minute testimony and share what intel they found, we'll nab the contribution reward. Like I said, please hold for at least 10 minutes until they finish expelling. A fixer ignores Alessio's warning and rushes out to greet the survivor and helps her to her feet. Big sis! Big sis! We made it, boss. We made it. We can finally move out of that moldy semi-basement office and find a place with some sunlight. Remember how they all scoffed at us? Come on, let's go. Let's do some interviews. Get paid and make a name for ourselves. Ha! Survivors, my ass. So just hold a little longer, okay? La Mancha Land, bloom your smiles of joy. La Mancha Land, let's all dream free here. We hope you stay away from here. Blood bags at the gate. They were likely turned moments before they escaped.
탈출 직전에 변해버린 것 같다.
Archer, try to scream like Firefist Gregor. Let's see if I can remember. Or something like that. I actually use Firefist Gregor's friends a lot of times. Fireface is a great ID, by the way. Beaten by a small fry going by the speed she turned. The higher up the bloodstream you go, the faster the transformation occurs. Some powerful blood fiends can make it happen at will or set it to occur at a time of their choosing.
저기
Hey, you guys seem like the experts here. Got any pro tips for newbies like us? Best burn ID. If you're just trying to put burn, I would go with Fire Fist Kragger. But if you're trying to make that burn into something more deadly and lethal, then Magic Bullet Otis. Pro tips. I've got one. Humbly accept your death if you don't have what it takes. Getting turned into a blood fiend's blood bag is no different from death, you know? That's easy. I'm always ready to accept that way. Gah. If I can look that pretty, I'll gladly become the blood bag girlies. I kind of like it, you know, not bad.
간태님만 할 수 있는 일이에요. 이번에도 분명 원하시는 길로 저희를 잘 이끌어 주시겠죠?
날카롭고 정확하게.
묵은 먼지도
단편님은 매번 기발한 발상을 떠올리시네요.
누군가에게 하셨겠지만
어라? 저쪽에 비틀거리시는 분이 보이네요.
빰빰빰빰빰.
다들 첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다
빰빰빰빰.
정말 강해지셨네요. 매일 보아하는데도
Pico SC, yeah, the OC sounds very fun. I suppose, do you like coffee? This is a test.
여기선 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요.
Are you trying to contract someone else? Isn't Bong Bong doing her job anymore? Their free shoots?
세상에서 힘껏 살아가느라 수고 많으셨어요. 이제 모든 짐 놓으셨으니 그 끝에 고요한 휴식이
왜 안에 갇혀 죽어라.
악은 이렇게 정화되었다. 악은 이렇게 정화되었네.
잠든 그대를 기릴 테니.
이 풍진 세상에서 힘껏 살아가느라 수고 많으셨어요.
날카롭고 정확하게.
이제 모든 짐 놓으셨으니 그 끝에 고요한 휴식.
Arcana Slaver! Look at how easy it goes. Your mic is silent. No, you're silent. My mic is working perfectly. Okay, Roland.
너도 누군가에게
치명상이네요.
Just so you know.
조금만 시계를 돌려주시지 않으면 치료가 어렵겠어요.
비명을 질러.
Holy shit, it's Roland.
이렇게
Okay, guys. I am still playing Library of Ruina. I already got some people today trying to throw spoilers willy-nilly on the stream right now. If anybody tries to spoil Library of Ruina from now on, no matter how insignificant it is, I will time out. Like, I've been already streaming for 3 and 30 minutes. And I have already plenty of people coming in here trying to throw willy-nilly spoilers. Anything anymore and heads will roll. I'm not trying to spoil. I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying that if you end up spoiling, regardless if you're trying or not, you're gone. Because a lot of people already came in here not trying to spoil. Plot twist, they did spoil. I'm just saying, nothing particular against you, Roland. Pleasure meeting you. Love doing the game. I'm still playing it, so no spoilers. La Manchaland, bloom your smiles of joy. La Manchaland, a place of freedom to dream side by side with blood fiends. Wish you a wonderful stay here. Admissions end in 5 minutes. Please prime a line and enter in an orderly fashion. Remember, enter to the back left and exit to the back left. Entry may be difficult once the missions are over, so please wait by the gate with your blood packs.
몇 시간 후에 다시 볼 수 있는 자들이
Well then, I hope I'll be seeing some of you again in a few hours. The fixer code voice constructs with their cheerful voice echoing from the announcement. She really likes making things ominous, doesn't she? Regulus only gave us a light nod. Strangely enough, his aloof attitude was what gave me peace of mind. And the last thing I saw before the gate shut behind us was the odd look of the eyes of every P Corp employee, all intensely fixed on the closing gate of La Manchaland, as if they didn't even want to miss a little glimpse of it. And now we go inside La Manchaland.
승리의 보람과 세상의 아름다움에 대해 들어본 적 있는가?
Okay.
없어도 전혀 상관없다.
Since this is the 710, I think I will end the stream after this stage, so I can still grind on my other games. Maybe play a little bit of what's the name? Trails in the Sky before I go to bed. So just letting everybody know that this is gonna be probably the last stage. Let's go! Lunacy, go!
사랑과 정의 이름으로 지금 이곳에
Earlier, they assigned the gathered fixers with areas.
우리는 다른 구역이네요.
Ah, looks like we'll be going on separate ways here. Different areas.
살아서 만나면 좋겠어요.
Here's hoping we both be alive the next time we meet. It seems that the blood fiend hunters were assigned to Area 3. Jian to Area 2, and us to Area 1. Heh, pleased to be working with you guys. Name's Hugo. Da 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 da. The fixers from earlier, whose name was Hugo, appeared visibly relieved that he was assigned the same area as us. Hey, look what I found! A map of La Manchaland. That's how you know I'm the ace of the team. The ace just picked up on the dozen papers strewn about the entrance. Huh, this is an amusement park brochure with a map on it. I don't even want to imagine what those British office guys would have done to me if I got lumped in with them. Who knows, might have killed me as soon as the gate closed. Or worse, they might have left my name out of the eradication fee recipients. Just awful. Ba, 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 ba. So, who did you guys say you were? Limbus company office, right? It seems like he was under the impression that we were one of the numerous no-name fixer offices. But I didn't really feel the need to correct him. Ha, man. Sucks being a small timer, huh? You always get left out of the good stuff. Not like the Sinkers Way Association office who always get the top billing. Now, this isn't true. Every fixer and honor by their great valor and righteousness deserves this respect. Long have I dreamed of becoming a fixer myself. A fixer fixes things. Thus, a fixer is a fixer of injustice, a fixer of the untrodden and the downtrodden fortunes, a fixer of all that is unjust. Thus, once we survive this encounter with this wicked place hand in hand, all shall rethink their impressions of us fixers. Wherefore art thou giving me such a terrifying look? Kiddo, what you said was, you don't say stuff like, once we survive this. That's... Never mind. The survivors are... Okay, let's go find the device in Area 1 then. A glance at the brochure reveals what kind of rides here, and we are the pretty and wonderful place. Installed here are rides and attractions called Fixers for a Day, Fashionista Show. Other stuff just sounds like your typical amusement park stuff. It even got themes.
대체 이 장소는
What rest of
어떤
the
이유로 만들어진
incipients of this place, I must wonder.
몰라. 그것까지
I don't know,
오래
but it ain't our business to know, innit?
세월의 흔적은
I asked nonetheless, for I must wonder that, shrouded beneath the scars of time,
어쩌면 과거
lies the place of joy it once claimed to be. Laughter from the heart of the unforced. It begins! It begins again! The eradication party!
날 뛰어드는 인간.
More humans, more excitement, more excited humans.
더 자주
Oh,
연습했으면 좋겠다.
if only they held this party more often, 3 times a day. So I'll send one of you back out there with 2 days to live.
보여줄게. 너희를 이곳으로
Go tell the
데려다
boss to
그렇게
send you here.
보내주라.
Dad, we look forward to their visit later.
아니면 이건 어떤가?
How about this? Tell us where the device is, and I'll kill you painlessly.
고통스럽진 않게 처리해주지.
Oh, I like it. I love it. Splendid. Word so nasty, yet blood so tasty.
너무 재촉하지 마.
Don't be so hasty though. We've got plenty of events to cover. Fashion shows, popularity contests. Oh, how so exciting. Alright?
지금까지
So this is thou has made mockery of thy
더러운 자들을
guests and fixers?
농락하였나 보군.
Oh, I almost forgot the most important thing.
그렇게 꾀지지 않고
Can't have you skittering around here looking so unfashionable.
쥐새끼 같은 꼴로
You know that, right?
엉덩이 하다가
Can't have our guests wearing rags that look like they've been stitched together from red hides. I'll get in trouble.
우리?
What? All of us? Hey, look closer. At least I don't look half bad, right?
예쁘고 화려한 옷을
We're dressed in all pretty dresses and suits.
의상실에 전시해놓고
Put you up for
일주일 동안
display in a
뻔뻔하게
powder room and enable you slowly for a week. Where should I taste first? I'm so excited. There are a lot of blood fiends here. Can't you guys handle them?
문제 없어.
Worry not. Fernand has put a moratorium on their deaths here.
열차의 그놈보다
They appear to be much inferior to the one we engage aboard the train.
기껏해야 그
I believe they are at best as strong as the prosthetic fixer, most likely weaker.
그렇단 말이지.
Jolly good at all that.
없겠네.
Let's go smash him then. When the Eclipse charge as our signal, the signals advance, leaping into the horde of blood fiends. Yay! First fight!
비록 함께 전장에 나서는 건 아니지만
Okay,
저희를
so
이끌어주는
far,
건
so
단테님만 할 수 있는
good, I
일이에요.
guess.
이번에도 분명 원하시는 길로 저희를 잘
집속불.
이끌어 주시겠죠?
뇌가 충전.
아무것도 남지 마라.
휘말리기 싫으면 비켜!
Yeah, electric shock.
조용히.
Pew, pew, pew.
왜 안에 갇혀 죽어라.
단테님은 매번 기발한 발상을 떠올리시네요. 어라? 저쪽에 비틀거리시는 분이 보이네요. 이만 편히 눕히실까요?
아르카나
Beats! Beats!
아, 여기서 이런 공격이 잘 다들 첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다
결국은
정말 강해지셨네요. 한결 낫네요. 매일 보아왔는데도 지금은 감회가 새로워요.
Give me a second.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
악은 이런
Or
정화되었네.
buddy there is gonna start thinking himself.
지키기 위해서
I shall continue my studies of necromancy. By all means, have a good one there, free shoots. I hope you become a great lich one day.
이 풍진 세상에서 힘껏 살아가느라
나
수고 많으셨어요. 이제 모든 집 놓으셨으니 그 끝에 고요한 자식을 두기를.
차라리 아무것도 남지 마라.
잠든 그대를 기릴 테니.
사랑으로 정의 이름으로. 자, 악은 이렇게 정화되었네.
Yeah, that was easy.
예전보다 많이 나아진 것 같다.
Nice. Okay, I think this is where I'm gonna call it, and I think next week we can
다시
finish Canto's
관리를
Heaven.
맡겨주시면.
We're already at Munchland, so from now on this should be quicker in a way. I'm gonna see if I can, and I probably will be able to stream normally on next Saturday, and then I'll play Library of Ruina on Sunday like I've been doing so far. But yes, guys, thank you so much for accompanying me. Thank you so much for all the new followers from both YouTube and Twitch. Really a pleasure to have everybody that's new in here. I hope you guys have a good time. Again, if you're not spoiling anything that's too egregious, then this is a very fun time for me and for everybody, I hope. But yes, without further ado, thank you so much, everyone. My name is Archer, playing some Limbus Company, and I see you all in the next one. Archer is out. Bye bye, guys.